AQ खान लेजेंड और क्वैक.
एक मर्तबा फिल्म ख्याल में बनती है.
एडवाइस फॉर न्यू फिल्म मेकर्स,
डू समथिंग एल्स. कि कल को अगर कुछ हुआ तो सारा नजला इन पे गिरा देंगे.
आपकी ना मतलब जिंदगी ही वो स्कैम पे बनी है.
आई एम नॉट अ कव्वाली फैन.
एक्चुअली तो वो सलाम भी नहीं, वालेकुम अस्सलाम. ब्यूटीफुल गजल्स, लव देम. कवाली से मसला क्या है? हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम. बहुत ख़ास एपिसोड है ऑफ द पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस. 10 years इन द मेकिंग. 10 साल पहले हम शिर चाय पी रहे थे एक ईरानी कैफ़े में न्यूयॉर्क में. आज हम चाय पी रहे हैं एक पाकिस्तान एक्सपीरियंस पर. 10 साल मैंने इनको कन्विंस करने की कोशिश की जब पॉडकास्ट था भी नहीं. फाइनली मान चुके हैं ये आदमी. ज़ाकिर थावर इज़ हियर विद अस. कैसे हैं सर आप?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम. आपकी आवाज़ भी इस वक्त फुल बेस वाली रेडियो लग रही है.
मेरा गला ख़राब है, मेरी तबीयत थोड़ी ख़राब है. आई मे कॉफ.
It's fine. We will edit all those out. सलाम अगर आप लोगों ने नेटफ्लिक्स पे देखी है, अब तो नहीं है, जब थी आप लोगों ने देखी हो. को क्रिएटर हैं उसके. मैंने गलती इनको ज़्यादा ही क्रेडिट दे दिया. मैंने नुसरत का जो लॉस्ट एल्बम इन्होंने ढूंढा फिर इनका मैसेज मैंने ढूंढा नहीं है, बट नुसरत पे भी डॉक्यूमेंट्री बन रही है उस्ताद, उसके भी को क्रिएटर हैं. आपने नहीं तो किसने ढूंढा ये नुसरत फ़तेह अली खान का लॉस्ट म्यूज़िक?
एक बंदा है ऑरेन म्यूलन who works for Real World. He spent days, months searching through the archives. वो कोई geek सा है बंदा. और everyone at work would yell at him for not working. I think, where the hell are you? And one fine day he showed up with the ultimate redemption and plonked it on his boss's desk and said, "Yellow." So when he saw it, he realized that this has not been released. This got lost in the archives.
Wow.
So he's the one who found it. He was camera shy and wasn't willing to talk on camera about it. So उसको push मैंने ज़रूर किया.
तो आप पहले क्या बात करना चाहते हैं, सलाम पे या नुसरत पे?
जैसे भी
आपकी पिक करें आप, लेकिन आप पहले क्या प्रेफर करेंगे?
Chronologically, I guess.
चलें. जो लोग मुझे इसलिए सुनते हैं कि वो कुछ ऐसी क्लिप निकालें जिससे मैं मर जाऊं, वो अब सुनना छोड़ दें. सो सलाम फर्स्ट. स्टेरिक 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 स्टेरिक. नोबेल पीस साइंस के प्राइज़ जीत चुके हैं. पहले तो ज़रा आपने हुद भाई साहब के साथ भी ये डिस्कस किया था, बट ये जो एक यूट्यूबर्स का नया खेप लगी है तो वो लाइक नहीं, एक्चुअली तो सलाम ने कुछ भी नहीं किया था. एक्चुअली तो वो सलाम भी नहीं, वालेकुम अस्सलाम. नाम भी आप गलत लिखते हैं. असल में तो ये जो गोरे वाइनबर्ग और इन सब ने सब किया है. इस बारे में आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
Yeah, it's just a new presentation, new manifestation of hatred for Salam. It's just picking up a new color. अगर सोशल मीडिया नहीं होता तो एयर ड्रॉप कर रहे होते. You know, it's just a different manifestation of the कालक जो मल रहे थे बच्चे सलाम साहब के मुंह पे, कोई कहीं पोस्टर लगा हुआ था. It's just that. You know, the Nobel Prize was a culmination of a lot of Nobel Prize winning work. It's obviously beyond these people to even begin to fathom it. They're feigning an understanding of science because
अभी वो जो सुन रहे हैं वो गूगल कर रहे हैं फैदम, feigning, ये क्या मतलब क्या है इन चीज़ों के?
वो मेरे ख्याल से वो they're trying to come across as intellectual and they've you know वो नहीं होते वो जो cheat sheets हैं वो कहीं से उन्होंने पढ़ लिए हैं and they've picked up stuff from here and there.
Yeah.
The one thing they do well is they synthesize information well. You know, they don't do or like they're good orators. I'll give them that.
यार मेरा तो ज़िंदगी में एक आसान सा वो है कि जिसका एक्सेंट फेक है
हाँ.
वो आदमी फेक है. तो ये जो फेक एक्सेंट बनाकर बातें कर रहे होते हैं, इट्स सो क्लियर एंड ऑब्वियस.
Is it fake? I thought the person in question grew up in the UK or something. नहीं?
There are multiple people in question, but इन सबके एक के साथ तो मेरा भी जिनसे टाक रहा है ऑब्वियस फेक एक्सेंट है. वो कॉल सेंटर ट्रेनिंग वाला.
Yes.
अच्छा फेक अगर ना भी हो तो ये आपने जो कॉल सेंटर ट्रेनिंग की है उससे आपका बन गया है. तो आपकी ना मतलब ज़िंदगी ही वो स्कैम पे बनी है कि किसी आंटी को फ़ोन करके उनकी इंश्योरेंस इन्फॉर्मेशन निकलवाना.
Right.
And that for us is like ये लोग जीत चुके हैं.
This was, it came as no surprise because you had to have Amir Liaquat 2.0s. You had to have a new cape of people who would.
Zaid Hamid 2.0 is.
Zaid Hamid 2.0.
साहिल अदीम को मैं Zaid Hamid 2.0 समझता हूँ.
Yes. Interesting. Wonder what other innovations will ensue vis-a-vis these kinds of quacks and buffoons.
चलता
I
रहेगा।
wondered 10 साल बाद नहीं किस शक्ल में आएंगे 10 साल बाद.
AI,
You know, AI, हाँ.
AI
Avatars, yeah.
या pretty much. तो अच्छा, एक टिरिन, सिंस आपने ये जिक्र किया कि हमेशा से रहते हैं, एक जो हम टिरिनी ऑफ द नाउ में रहते हैं, हमें लाइक एटलीस्ट मुझे या बड़े लोगों हर चीज़ नई लगती है, राइट? सो फिर इफ़ यू हैडंट सेड दैट, माई रीड वुड हैव बीन कि अच्छा रिसेंट क्योंकि सोशल मीडिया आ गया है तो इसलिए ये चीज़ें बिकती हैं, इसलिए ये चीज़ें ज़्यादा हो रही हैं. बट एज समबडी हु सॉ ऑल ऑफ दैट एंड वेंट थ्रू द आर्काइव्स, यू आर सेइंग ये नया नहीं है, हो हमेशा से रहा था, अब शायद सोशल मीडिया की वजह से दिख हमें ज़्यादा रहा है. इज़ दैट फेयर?
No, I think the other reason is also true. They understand that there's prejudice against the Ahmadis and social media ki ratings bahut achhi hain and throw something out there, they'll go viral. There is that too.
Yeah.
Why I said it's a new manifestation of something that's always existed is because we've poured through the archives. So, for example, there was one PTV interview of Salam's that I was looking for. You know how I found it? I found it because in it Salam's opens up the Quran and begins to read from it. And someone said, ये host को मार दो क्योंकि उसने एक अहमदी को कुरान खोलने दिया, सलाम को मार दो. उस चीज़ की वजह से मुझे इंटरव्यू की डेट पता लग गई. And I was able to find it. So that actually ended up helping me out. But one has seen such stuff over the years. Obviously, we were searching archives very diligently, right? And there wasn't an epoch in which there was nothing, there wasn't anything of the sort. हमेशा से ये लोग थे जो बकवास किए जा रहे थे.
तो हाउ पिवटल इज 1974? अगर हमेशा से ही थे,
हाँ,
तो वो जो एक स्टेट लेजिटिमाइजेशन है,
watershed moment.
तो उसमें आप एक उसके बाद और उससे पहले एक स्पाइक देखेंगे या वो जैसे कि नहीं?
Of course. Watershed moment in Pakistan's history. Tariq Ali said in the film that what they did to the Ahmadiyas was a fatal scratch, which is now turned into gangrene and infecting all of Pakistan.
वो लंदन में रहते हैं, वो ये कह सकते हैं.
हाँ, नहीं, but हम दोहरा देते हैं. It was a fatal scratch which has now become gangrenous. That was the watershed moment in Pakistan's history. इसमें कोई शक नहीं है. It तकवीयत दी बेवकूफ़ों को, और एक मर्तबा आप वो the genie came out of the bottle. Or you empowered them, you massively empowered them, and their demands, they have an insatiable appetite for hatred. So वो तो बढ़ता गया है.
हाँ, and then I mean, what are Shias next?
Yeah, one wonders.
तो pre 1974 जो सलाम की अपनी कॉन्शियसनेस भी है, हिज, जिस तरह हम अमेरिका में भी देखते हैं, पोस्ट 9/11 एक मुस्लिम रीअसर्शन आया, क्योंकि जब स्टेट ने बोला अच्छा यार मुस्लिम ऐसे होते हैं, ऐसे नहीं कर सकते, ये हो सकते हैं, तो जो बर्गर मुस्लिम भी थे, ये अपने वो अयाद अख्तर का एक बहुत अच्छा प्ले भी है डिसग्रेस्ड, इस पर ही पीपल स्टार्टेड रीडिस्कवरिंग के व्हाट इट मीन्स. सो हिज आइडेंटिटी एज एन अहमदी did become a lot more central to him post 1974 as opposed to pre 1974.
Of course. I mean, the magnitude of the betrayal. Salam helped Pakistan build a bomb, right? He put his academic career on the line, you know. The Ahmadis voted for Bhutto as a bloc. Salam was science advisor to Pakistan. The magnitude of the betrayal.
He resigned ना जब ये आया.
हाँ, he resigned. Was incredible. वो आपने डायरी एंट्री देखी होगी, declared non-Muslim cannot cope.
Yeah.
He was already a devout believer. After 74, he began to assert, grew a beard, appended Muhammad to his name. All religions are foreign to me. Lekin I can understand where he was coming from. He was gutted. He was devastated. And what's interesting is Salam never gave up on Pakistan, never stopped loving Pakistan. This man had incredible affection for Pakistan. I am baffled. I don't get it. Anyone else would have said, Jannah mein jao yaar, to hell with you.
अच्छा, ये जो सलाम के अगेंस्ट बोलते हैं, इन सब की और जगहों की सिटीजनशिप है.
And
Salam didn't take he would have gotten citizenship anywhere. He did not apply for citizenship anywhere else.
No, this man loved Pakistan. He would begin to tear up at the very mention of Pakistan. This man had everything. The one thing he did not have is validation from the motherland. And that was the one thing he wanted the most. It's so sad ke call him whatever, lekin don't question this man's undying, unending love for Pakistan. Always wanted to help Pakistan. Even after 1974, he was helping people with the bomb. He was still informally advising them. He agreed to meet Zia because he was thinking, yeah, maybe I can still affect the direction of science in Pakistan. You know, he was willing to endure whatever for Pakistan. ये मसला है कि बाकी सब कुछ छोड़ो. Don't say he worked against Pakistan. That simply isn't true.
क्या क्या बयान देंगे जब
हाँ,
जब बॉम्ब दे रहे थे वो चादर डाल रहा था कि वो नजर इस तरह हो जाए. मतलब इस तरह बॉम्ब होता है कि बॉम्ब बना हुआ होता है, एक बंदा उस पे चादर, मतलब स्कूबी डू चल रहा है ना क्या.
Absolutely.
चादर डाल दो कि बॉम्ब
A.Q. Khan cooked up that story. A.Q. Khan made up that story.
एज अ मैन ऑफ साइंस आप डॉक्यूमेंटेरियन से पहले तो साइंस के एक आदमी हैं.
साइंस का तालिब इल्म था. मेरी सिर्फ बैचलर्स डिग्री इन फिजिक्स.
साइंस का अड्डा भी तो कर रहे थे आप.
हाँ.
A.Q. Khan, legend or quack?
Quack. Total quack. He thought a water car can be made.
मुझे पता चला अब Q is for quack in A.Q.
हाँ, Q is for quack.
क्यों?
Monumental idiot. He thought you can make a water-powered car. There's a book on the Pakistani bomb. I forget its name, but it's by Mansoor Ahmad, a friend of mine. There's some very interesting things vis-a-vis the fourth customer.
मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं पता, तो खुलकर बता दे.
There is, I mean, all I can say is, or all I'll allow myself to say is that there's stuff about the fourth customer. Also, the blueprints were stolen. He's a metallurgist. What scientist thinks you can make a water-powered car?
अच्छा वो वाटर पावर्ड कार छोड़ देना. बॉम्ब में A.Q. Khan का कोई रोल नहीं था. फादर ऑफ द बॉम्ब.
He came towards नहीं Riazuddin, Dr. Salam's student. It was brilliant. I asked Parvez Hoodboy. So Salam in an interview said that they were as good as me. And I asked Dr. Hoodboy, is it true? He said, nahi, they were 10 times better than me and Salam was 10 times better than them. Riazuddin Salam deputed to design the bomb, theoretically. A.Q. Khan came much later and made sure to get rid of a lot of people, fired a lot of people, poisoned minds against a lot of people, wanted to usurp the program. What's interesting is कि ये साहब नहीं थे, वो एक और साहब जिनका आपने जिक्र सुना होगा. He wanted to trap jinns and create a battery cell. Sultan Bashiruddin Mahmud.
ये परवेज हुडबॉय ने उनको बहुत famous
he was also he was involved in creating leak. He created a device that detects nuclear leak, the SMB probe. He was also quite lunatic. He met OBL about thrice. And so the CIA apparently picked him up. And I would love to have recorded that, what transpired there, because I wonder if he pitched his battery cell idea to them. उन्होंने सोचा होगा ये खुद चूतिया है, हमें चूतिया बना रहा है. They must be baffled, what the hell's going on? Is this, why would this? And they must be wondering, what did he pitch to OBL, like to solve Pakistan's energy crisis? Interesting, the variety of people that were recruited to work on the bomb. A.Q. Khan on the one hand, Sultan Bashiruddin Mahmud on the other. So, yeah.
इसमें क्यों फिर हम A.Q. Khan को हमने इतना वो बना दिया? Is it politics? Was it something about him which worked for the political? क्या, like, why is A.Q. Khan then considered what he is considered?
I think he positioned and marketed himself very well, and people here are non-discerning. They'll buy anything. And I think the powers that be was also wanted a potential scapegoat. कि कल को अगर कुछ हुआ तो सारा नज़ला इन पे गिरा देंगे. He marketed himself really well, positioned himself really well. We've seen such people. Ataur Rahman is one.
He's the exact person I was thinking of.
Yeah. He's another charlatan who's done wonders to position himself.
मेरे एक दोस्त हैं असफर अली, मानी असफर वाले जो हैं,
yes,
उनसे मैं बड़ा अच्छा एक डिस्कशन हो रहा था. और वो डिस्कशन का क्रक्स ये था कि पाकिस्तान में अगर आप कुछ एक्सेप्शनल काम करते हो तो आप if you nail down mediocrity in Pakistan, like there is a sweet spot of mediocrity, whether that's drama, whether that's film, like let's say Bulbule.
Sure. I haven't seen a single episode.
Bulbule is not the worst thing in the world. It has nailed down comedy mediocrity perfectly. कि ये 200-300 एपिसोड चलेगा, ये कभी कभी फ़नी भी होगा, कभी कभी नहीं होगा. इट्स द बेस्ट थिंग टू ऑफर टू पाकिस्तान. आप कोई भी फील्ड उठा लें, आप अगर एक्सेप्शनल हैं तो आप बर्बाद होंगे, और खुदा ना खास्ता अगर आप इतने एक्सेप्शनल हैं कि आपको आलमी दुनिया में इज्जत मिल गई है, फिर तो हम आपसे नफरत ही करेंगे ना. लाइक आई कांट थिंक ऑफ अ सिंगल पर्सन. मे बी नुसरत इज प्रोबेबली द ओनली वन
That's true.
got international acclaim and is
Yeah.
loved in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Or maybe Arshad Nadeem now.
I was about to say Arshad
Yeah.
Nadeem too.
But other than that, किसी को भी एक इंटरनेशनल अवार्ड अगर पाकिस्तानी मिल जाए, सलाम, मलाला, शर्मीन, पब्लिक एनिमी नंबर 1 बन जाते हैं वो पाकिस्तान में.
हाँ ये तो है. हाँ यार, it's what does one do? I mean, you can't. Then again, if people want to consume the likes of Bulbule, one can't really fault them.
तो वो
Right? अगर वो non-discerning है, what has existed ever by way of education that's taught them skepticism? Nothing.
बट इट्स नॉट लाइक कि सर हम बुलबुले देख रहे हैं, वो भी तो मीट द कार्डेशियंस देख रहे हैं. ट्रैश टीवी तो
हाँ,
पूरी
हाँ,
दुनिया
trash
में
TV
देख रहे हैं ना.
देख रहे हैं,
एक आइडिया है कि हम इवन आई थिंक दैट्स अ लाई, द आइडिया कि चाइना में टिकटॉक पे बच्चों को सिर्फ एजुकेशनल कंटेंट दिखाया जाता है. टर्न्स आउट somebody debunked
I'd be
that
very
कि
surprised.
ऐसा होता नहीं है. उन्होंने एक लिस्ट पूरी पोस्ट की, चाइनीज़ बच्चे भी उसी तरह नाच रहे हैं. तो इट्स नॉट यूनिक टू अस कि यार हम लोग बेवकूफ़ इसलिए हैं क्योंकि हम बुलबुले देख रहे हैं.
Right.
सभी देख रहे हैं ट्रैश टीवी. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि आप अमेरिका में टीवी खोलो तो साइंस पे एजुकेशन आ रही है, बट somehow they're
Yeah.
doing better than us.
I don't know how I react to. I think there's different phases. At times, it really works me up as to how Pakistan treats Salam. At other times, it comes as no surprise कि यार यही होना था. You know what we lost out on physics vis-a-vis Salam.
Economics.
We lost out again vis-a-vis economics in the shape and form of Atif Mia. Again, a patriot, loves Pakistan.
Continue to help and work.
Continue to help and work. You know, वो इतना अच्छा आदमी है. Then again, I also spent a lot of time in futile endeavor thinking about what could one do to change things. You know, how can one make people understand कि यार पागल हो गए हो, you know, फैज़याब तो होना सीखो, बंदे को कुछ भी कह दो. And Salam said this himself, na, call me a kafir, but let me help you lay a brick for the mosque you're trying to build, in the service of the mosque you're trying to build.
It's, I think, at the end of the day वही बिजनेस और कैपिटलिज्म वाली बात है ना, कि अब जो खिलाफत कोला का ऐड देखा है आपने?
देखा मैंने.
क्या पॉइंट है उसका?
हाँ. कोला बेचना. By using whatever means, whatever's a hook, whatever works.
Means. किसी ने बहुत अच्छा ट्वीट किया हुआ था, waiting for the first blasphemy case because somebody trashed खिलाफत कोला. अभी इंटरेस्टिंग है ना कि वो खिलाफत ये वो लिखा हुआ है. अब वो जब डस्टबिन में जाएगा और किसी ने देख लिया, एड में फ़लस्तीन के झंडे ये वो, आप एक जेनोसाइड को कमोडिटाइज कर कैपिटलाइज कर उससे पैसे बनाएंगे.
I know. This I was at a shadi and this kid sat right next to me and he said, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, ये वो क्या नाम है आपका? तो मैंने कहा जाकिर. कहते हैं जाकिर भाई, अगर एक इस्लामिक क्विज शो में गलत सवाल दिया जाए क्या वो ब्लास्फेमी है? And while I was trying to process an answer, he disappeared. And I tried to look around for the kid, but the kid was nowhere to be found. But he really got me thinking, and I was like, damn.
ये अच्छा वो है कि इस्लामिक अगर कुछ
interesting sketch it would make.
यार मैंने एक बहुत अच्छा स्केच सोचा था, बट फिर किसी ने बनाया नहीं. अभी शार्क टैंक पाकिस्तान आ गया है ना, तो द स्केचेस के शार्क टैंक पाकिस्तान एक पिच करने जाता है एंड ही इज़ लाइक, मैंने पहली कंपनी खोली 500 रुपये से, उसका मुझे एग्जिट मिला 5 मिलियन पे. दूसरी कंपनी खोली मैंने 200 रुपये से, उसका मुझे एग्जिट मिला 200 मिलियन पे. तो अब मैं मांग रहा हूँ 100 मिलियन और 1 बिलियन मेरी वैल्यूएशन है. एंड पीपल आर लाइक, तुम क्या करते हो, ये हो नहीं सकता.
Did this really happen?
No, there's a comedy
sketch.
Oh,
it's a comedy sketch. Okay.
लाइक तुम स्टूपिड बना रहे हो, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता. ये हमारे साथ शार्क बैठे हुए हैं, इनकी जो कंपनी है ये 500 मिलियन की, तुम्हारी 1 बिलियन की कैसे हो सकती है? बोलता है क्योंकि ये आपकी ऐसी क्या बिजनेस? बोलता है मेरा कोई कंपेटिटर है ही नहीं. बोला क्यों? वो फिर वो जो बोर्ड लगा हुआ था, बोर्ड नहीं, बोलता है ब्लास्फेमी. आप बनाएं कोला, अपने कंपेटिटर पे लगाएं ब्लास्फेमी, पूरा मार्केट आपकी है. और वो and then sharks are like, you know, we don't buy into this is not something we agree with. I said, of course, क्योंकि आप तो ब्लास्फेमर हैं. वो भी पढ़ गए होंगे कि दे रहे हैं, नहीं तो एंड में आता है ऑल शार्क डीलर्स को मिल चुकी है. बट ये कोई बनाने के लिए तैयार ही ना मेरे साथ पाकिस्तान.
Hanif had written a brilliant article, something, and he kept saying कि to repeat blasphemy is to blaspheme.
Yeah.
You know, it kept running through the article. I cannot give you details because
Yeah,
to repeat blasphemy is to blaspheme.
नहीं, ये कोर्ट्स में बहुत मसला होता है
हाँ.
कि जब डिटर्मिन करना है ब्लास्फेमी है नहीं, दे लाइक बोला क्या, आप बोल नहीं सकते आप. अब आपको पता ही नहीं कि एग्जैक्ट
Yeah.
है क्या, वो लिख नहीं सकते, वो बोल नहीं सकते, वरना
बिल्कुल.
आप हो जाओगे. तो हाउ डू यू डिटर्मिन whether it was committed or not?
Yeah. It's outrageous. The one thing that a friend of mine has suggested that people should file petitions to have all kinds of sects declared heretical and be expunged from the fold of Islam. Flood the courts. That's one way of establishing how ridiculous it is what you did to the Ahmadis. Flood the courts. कि फला को कर दो, फला को कर दो, फला ने पिटिशन डाला गया, इसको कर दो, उसको कर दो.
वैसे तो 295B भी है हमारे यहाँ.
हाँ, वैसे
जो
है.
बाकी मजहबों पे है. करने को तो आप कर सकते हो, क्योंकि मैंने बहुत सारे इस्लामिक यूट्यूबर्स देखे हैं खुलकर और मजहबों का मजाक उड़ा रहे होते हैं, उनके रिलीजियस बिलीफ्स का. ये तो इस्लामिकली लीगली.
जाकिर नायक, foremost proponent of shitting on other religions.
एवरीबडी, आई मीन लाइक ऑल. अभी एक नया ट्रेंड बना है बर्गर यूट्यूबर्स का, जो बर्गर मुल्ला हैं ये. तो ये खुलकर मजाक उड़ा रहे होते हैं. इवन अकॉर्डिंग टू आर मजहब आप नहीं उड़ा सकते. हिंदुओं के जो बिलीफ्स हैं, ठीक है, they might find your beliefs ridiculous the same way you find their beliefs ridiculous. According to your religion, according to your law, you can't. But मैंने बात भी की है पाकिस्तान के religious minorities की, because they don't believe in it,
Right.
so they don't go against
What
other
happens
people.
if people were to complain about these people? What if you reported them to YouTube as what's the word? As not hate speech, but
एक चैनल YouTube ने उड़ाया हुआ है.
really?
Yeah. But I think anti-LGBTQ hate speech was the
Interesting.
reason कि वो आप
Interesting.
constantly उस पे लगे हुए थे, which is another minefield. But मजहब के खिलाफ तो freedom of speech में नहीं आ जाएगा.
If they're saying that this is erroneous and it should be this, but I think Zakir Naik, at least this time around, was
जाकिर नाइक
disparaging, condescending.
जाकिर नाइक को तो मेरे ख्याल से मलेशिया ने भी बोल दिया, मलेशिया ने भी बैन कर दिया मेरे ख्याल से कि भाई तू यहाँ भी नहीं बोल सकता. बट इन टर्म्स ऑफ थिंग्स गोइंग ऑन यूट्यूब, इफ यू कांट लाइक,
I think you're right. It's not hate per se.
but look
फिर
at
मसला होगा.
but look at the slippery slope, right? Like if the idea is कि you mock any mocking of religion gets banned, then any questionable religious belief के बारे में discussion करना would fall, like Ricky Gervais gets banned then,
Right.
So they wouldn't
That's yeah.
do that at all. तो वो एक बहुत मुश्किल सूरत हाल है उसमें. इन टर्म्स ऑफ सलाम्स कंट्रीब्यूशन टू द बॉम्ब, एक तो आपने बताया कि वो डायरी में कैलकुलेशन कर रहे थे कि कितने पैसे लगेंगे. ये है ना कि पैसे वो ग्रोसरी लिस्ट किया जाए यार, ये खर्चा होगा, और उनका कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन था, क्या एग्जैक्टली.
When the Multan meeting took place, everyone was very excited because that's when Bhutto had thrown down the challenge, can we make a bomb? So सारे एक दूसरे पर चढ़ रहे थे अपने नंबर बढ़ाने के लिए, because Bhutto was, was supremely powerful then. So everyone wanted brownie points and, to assert कि हम बनाएंगे. So Salam said, it's the province of theoreticians. And then Salam was Salam, so everyone else shut up. And Salam deputed his student, Riazuddin, who was also decorated for his work on implosions, plasma shockwaves. And then the theoretical physics group that worked on the bomb was Salam's boys that he put together. And I'm told later on when he'd come to Pakistan, firsthand, people would come to him with all sorts of problems and he'll help them, solve calculations. I think this was back in the day when they were doing calculations, not when AQ Khan had come with stolen blueprints and calculations weren't really important.
काम मेहनत चुराओ.
हाँ. The logistics वगैरह he didn't get involved in. He didn't work on it directly.
So Multan, हमारा Manhattan project was our Multan project.
Yes, there's footage. The Multan meeting was filmed. I have very little of it, लेकिन it was filmed.
ऐसी है आपके पास और फुटेज वेयर यू वर लाइक यार ये तो
बहुत ज़्यादा
धमाकेदार बहुत ज़्यादा है, ये मैं नहीं डाल सकता डॉक्यूमेंट्री में?
No, the only reason we kept content out of the documentary was because it wasn't fitting in. So, for example, we kept all the interviews to 1 degree of separation from Salam. And we cut out the science because Brian Greene and Jim Al-Khalili had done that. I have Riazuddin on camera saying Salam told me to go report to Fala Fala. They met in Italy. So we had that. And then Salam took him to a factory, which was, whatever it was, I forget the details, but it was having to do with the bomb. लेकिन चक्कर ये था कि वो one had to establish Riazuddin. All characters have to be established properly. So we left stuff out for that reason. I would put these archives online, but चक्कर I can't think of a good place to house all the archives. Or archives.org maybe.
हम डाल देंगे इंटरव्यू सारे टीवी पे डाल दें, क्या टेंशन यार. एक यूट्यूब चैनल अनलेस कोई नेटफ्लिक्स कॉपीराइट इशू है
नहीं,
if they're your intellectual property, why not make a YouTube and just
no, not all of them. Not all of them is mine, which is also one reason why it's tricky to sort of to put them online.
अगर कुछ आपके स्पेशल वाले हैं, आप हमसे कोलैबोरेट कर लें, हम अपने चैनल पे डाल देंगे. We do long form interviews anyway, so it might.
Yeah, there's some very interesting stuff out there. There's some very interesting stuff out there which should see the light of day.
इसमें एज ए डॉक्यूमेंटेरियन आप एक जर्नलिस्ट तो नहीं हैं आप, राइट? सो लाइक यू आर गेटिंग पर्सपेक्टिव्स,
राइट?
हाउ मच, आई एम श्योर एक बेसिक रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी तो रहती है. हाउ मच डू यू देन ट्राई एंड फैक्ट चेक, लाइक सिंपल थिंग्स लाइक एटलीस्ट मेक श्योर 2 सोर्सेज हैं, ये हैं. अभी जब भूत भाई के साथ भी आप बैठे हुए थे, तारिक अली ने कोई बात की थी वेर यू लिटरली लाइक के बाद में जब रियाजुद्दीन के पेपर्स पढ़े तो टर्न्स आउट maybe wasn't as accurate. How much do you think about that? If I'm putting something in the documentary, somebody said that they might be making it up. तो इसमें आप कितना बोलते हैं कि अच्छा नहीं यार इसका पर्सपेक्टिव है, या कितना आप मेक श्योर करते हैं कि every single word is like 100% fact checked?
You're right, it's made up of perspectives, but at least we fact checked everything and double checked and triple checked and quadruple checked.
नहीं, बट अगर रियाजुद्दीन ने बोला कि मुझे सलाम ने ये बोला था, आप ये फैक्ट चेक कर ही कैसे सकते हैं?
There were others present, and Riazuddin mentions it in his memoirs also. Yeah, but even if not, it's heavily in the realm of the plausible, because one knows he was deputed as the person to lead the theoretical physics group, right? He was decorated for something that had to do with what he was doing as part of the theoretical physics group, right? If he claims to have gone to a facility with Salam, it's squarely in the realm of the plausible. And again, this man no one knows of this man. This man wasn't tooting his horn about it. If anything, this man was embarrassed about what he was made to do, right? No, but his brother Fayazuddin, these were twin brothers, also verified it. There were other members of the theoretical physics group who also verified it. So even if it was people's perspectives, we did our part to find out how much of it was true or not. When we filmed Tariq Ali, for example, saying we may never find out, there wasn't as much information out there. We hadn't come across the information up until that point. And yes, the other constraint was also treating all of that visually. And also to establish it squarely would have required the insertion of a great many gratuitous tukras, bites, which wouldn't have really flowed with the natural sort of what you may call it, style and tone of the film.
एक डिबेट तो होती होगी ना कि यार ये सेक्सी साउंड बाइट तो मिल गया बट ये वेरीफाई नहीं हो रहा, क्या करें?
हाँ जरूर yeah. It was a
not in
I don't
this
know how
case,
sexy
I mean,
it was
not in this case,
in the abstract.
In general,
yeah.
When you're piecing things together, you've gotten a bombshell, somebody said something,
Right.
and you're like, यार
Right. Right.
यही सोर्स है, यही बोल रहा है, डालें या ना डालें, like how do you contend with that?
I think it depends. There's a lot of context at play. It depends on how accurate it is. Can you, I mean, for example, have you seen Jesus Camp?
नहीं.
वो ये evangelicals, born again Christians हैं जो बुश के स्टैचू को पूज रहे हैं, बुश की तस्वीर को पूज रहे हैं, right? The film only establishes with music that these guys are lunatics. Nothing else. सारी कहानी उनके जाविये से बताई जा रही है. There's this music that suggests that these people are bad shit crazy, right? Yeah, it's the testimonies of people who were present, it's perspectives of people.
But ये
There was no voice over, so you know what's called
Voice
in
of
editing
God.
parlance the voice of God
Yeah.
doesn't exist, right? So there's no filmmaker's POV. But yes, one's allegiance as a documentarian is to the truth, right? So obviously there was a lot of effort to determine what was in fact true and what wasn't true. Tariq Ali, I would say, falls in the realm of what was true, at least then.
or to the best of his knowledge, right? Like
Or to the best of the knowledge. Also, what challenges it is from people whose POV can also be challenged. So you sort of caught in an infinite loop.
मुझे भी एक बहुत स्टोरी दी थी तारिक अली ने पॉडकास्ट पे, जो
हाँ.
इंडियंस क्वेश्चन करते
वो नहीं,
हैं.
वो माशाल्लाह बहुत ही सेक्सी जुमले देते हैं, वो चुप देते हैं सीन आपके लिए. हाँ, he is.
उन्होंने बोला था कि 1971 के बाद सैम मानेकशॉ वेंट टू इंदिरा गांधी एंड ही
Right.
सेड कि मैं पाकिस्तान पे अटैक करने वाला हूँ, आप लाइक पाकिस्तान इज राइप, लेट्स गो इन. And then when he spoke, a lot of people in India were like, this did not happen. But Tariq Ali's claim is that I met Indira
Right,
Gandhi
right,
and
right.
Indira Gandhi told me this.
Yeah.
And अच्छा इसमें दो
Manik Shah has said the opposite himself, that when Indira Gandhi told him, he said, I'm not ready.
but
I need
mean,
more time.
इसमें आप in terms of Salam, you have him, जो आप बात कर रहे थे परवेज हुड साहब के साथ, you have him at certain times saying कि कुरान और साइंस से मुझे इंस्पिरेशन आती है, आई एम गेटिंग इट फ्रॉम द कुरान.
Yep.
देन यू हैव हिम ऑन द रिकॉर्ड विद वाइनबर्ग सेइंग कि नहीं, साइंस और कुरान को अलग अलग करें. तो इंसान भी तो कंसिस्टेंट नहीं रहता, पोजीशंस भी चेंज होती हैं, बी सर्टेन टाइम्स you say things which are contrary, so you find evidence which is like, yeah, this doesn't go
There
in
is that
line
too,
with
yeah,
everything
absolutely,
else, but then
absolutely.
people are also complicated.
Yeah. Only in Salam's case, there wasn't, one would think there was an evolution, but it doesn't appear to be an evolution. Salam was a brilliant man. He was brilliant in far more ways other than physics. So, for example, he was a brilliant scientist, and scientists tend not to be great administrators. You know, mad scientist stereotype. Salam ran the ICTP brilliantly.
But Salam की भी एक दो quack ideas तो थे ना.
Oh, भरपूर quack ideas थे. लेकिन the point I was trying to make is Salam was extremely intelligent in more ways than one. Very political, very smart, knew how to work people. Salam would play to the gallery. He knew कहाँ बैठा हुआ है, किससे बात कर रहा है. You know, so when in Italy being interviewed, they're playing up his being a... He's sort of supplying bites to the right effect. When he's sitting with Steven Weinberg, he knows if he says anything out of line, that'll be shit upon. He controls himself and says a completely different thing. So, yeah, when it came to science, he was incredible. But when it came to interfacing science with religion, I don't think he knew. I think he was all over the place because I don't think he ever thought about it.
So science में भी आपने बोला कि वो physics of afterlife करने के चक्कर में, maybe I guess genius or insanity.
करने के चक्कर में, Parvez Woodboy also talks about, he gave a talk at MIT and he said these dimensions may belong to the ghaib. And Woodboy took him on, he said, why do you say such things? And he kind of rubbished it. And apparently Steven Weinberg also told us that Salam tried to sell him some ideas having to do with the science-religion interface. And Weinberg was very fond of Salam. So Weinberg said, you know, I told him, Salam, I'm very close-minded when it comes to these things. So, you know.
आपकी क्या राय है? I mean, like, Woodboy is quite strict about, बिल्कुल ही अलग हैं, and he would say Salam is an exception के. प्लस इंस्पिरेशन तो कहीं से भी आ सकती है ना, आप कुरान से इंस्पिरेशन लें, आप बाइबल से इंस्पिरेशन लें.
ज़रूर.
और इंस्पिरेशन लेके द साइंस इज द सेम राइट. वाइनबर्ग ना लेके साइंस लिखे, सलाम इंस्पिरेशन लेके साइंस लिखे, मैथ नहीं बदलेगी.
श्योर
बट इन टर्म्स जनरल ये जो साइंस रिलीजन डिस्कशन है, हो सकता है क्रॉस ओवर बिल्कुल ही अलग रहना चाहिए.
Never the twain shall meet. No, separate. They're very different things. I mean, one grows by deeming notions erroneous and chucking them, and one makes everything out of erroneous notions. I don't need to tell you which is which. No, I think it's futile to try to connect the two and worry about the interfacing, because it's a can of worms. It's also what exists here by way of genuine scientific teaching, genuine scientific research. पहली वो इतना लंगड़ा है कि छोड़ो यार, साइंस को तकवीयत दो. Focus on improving science.
Disability as an insult, Zakir? Expected better from you? What is this political incorrectness coming from a man of science?
I was talking to a friend once, and he said this. He's pursuing a PhD in evolutionary biology, and he said that improve science education, science pedagogy, and everything else will follow.
What does that look like? मतलब कहना तो बहुत आसान है, improve करो, क्या करें?
Teacher training, instruction in the philosophy of science, how science works. There's little to nothing of that. I mean, you don't encounter the scientific method until very late. आपका curriculum development ही नहीं हुआ. I mean, for the longest time, your college degree was a mere 2 years. हाल ही में जाके कोई 5 साल हो गए, 10 साल हो गए, 4 साल की हो गई है. Your bachelor's degree has become 4 long years only recently.
BA?
हाँ.
Really? BA 4 साल हो गया?
हाँ, पहले 2 साल था.
2 साल था.
If there's a great article which calls the undergrad degree the weakest link. There's ample time there, to expose people to the sciences.
आप पाकिस्तान में पढ़े थे?
नहीं, मैं अमेरिका में पढ़ा था.
आई वंडर कि जो आप फिलोसफी ऑफ साइंस कह रहे हैं, तो मैंने आई टुक केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स, ऑल दोस टिल माई O levels एंड A levels में आके आई शिफ्टेड टू लॉ, बिकॉज मैं लॉ करना था बाद में जाकर. तब मैंने जब लॉ की वजह से उन्होंने बोला आपने सोशियोलॉजी पढ़ना पड़ेगा, कोई मेरा शौक नहीं था. बट अ लॉट ऑफ दिस कार्ल पॉपर, बर्टन रसल, ये मैंने सोशियोलॉजी में पढ़ा. ये मैंने हार्ड साइंसेस में नहीं पढ़ा. तो व्हाट यू टॉक अबाउट फिलोसफी ऑफ साइंस, आई वंडर कि जो लोग हार्ड साइंसेस करते हैं, इधर केमिस्ट्री, फिजिक्स, इनको ये पढ़ा रहे हैं या नहीं पढ़ा रहे?
नहीं पढ़ा रहे, बिल्कुल नहीं पढ़ा रहे. Salman Hamid, whom you know.
Love him.
Yeah. So I wanted him to teach one such course, and I wanted to film it and put it online in Urdu. What's interesting is that all great ideas in science are counterintuitive. Relativity is counterintuitive. Quantum mechanics is counterintuitive. Evolution is counterintuitive, right? Chale, chhode anything complex or complicated in the philosophy, in this imaginary philosophy of science course. Just more talks on how these ideas are counterintuitive, right? And you must chuck this anthropocentric bias that you have, right?
Anthropocentric bias क्या होता है
भाई? Because we haven't encountered velocities near the speed of light, we end up thinking that time is absolute. Because we haven't encountered time scales which evolution operates upon, we end up thinking कि ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता, right? Because we don't experience the very small, we don't know that the physics of the very small and the physics of the very large is very different, right?
No, my girlfriend has experience. She knows.
That's a very good one, Vasis. When it comes to self-deprecating humor, that's a knock out of the park. Very audacious.
Yeah. She's a woman of science.
She's a woman of science. नहीं वैसे there's this great, have you seen Adaptation?
नहीं.
The film?
नहीं.
उसमें there's a guy who's obsessed with fish and studies fish extensively. And one fine day he just loses interest in fish. And so Meryl Streep's character is asking him, okay, what happened? And he's like, I woke up one fine day and said, fuck fish. I'm done with fish.
ये उसने किया होगा.
I renounce fish. I will never so much as step foot in the ocean. That's how much fuck fish.
तो क्या एक्वेरियम में जाके करेगा कैसे?
नहीं. So one fine day I woke up and said, यार, I used to do the science cut at T2. I was very interested in the public awareness of science. Lekin one fine day I woke up and said, yaar, I can't deal with this anymore. This is just too painful. You know, one would talk to biologists who wouldn't accept evolution. And you're like, you know, there comes a point where you're like, one can't do this anymore. Salam to Salman Hamid that he fights arguably the most important fight. And I say arguably the most important fight because वो Carl Sagan की कहावत है ना कि we've arranged a global civilization in which the most crucial elements depend on science and technology. We've also engineered a global civilization in which no one understands science and technology. And this is a recipe for disaster. Sooner or later, this mix of ignorance and power will blow up in our faces.
सलमान हमी जब आए थे मैं उनको बोला अभी के साढ़े थे, कार्ल सेगन भी तुसी हो, साढ़े थे, बिल नाई भी तुसी हो, बट सॉरी मैं आपको काट दिया. आप यू वर कंटिन्यूइंग योर थॉट.
No. Which is why I say it's the most important fight. I mean, ये जो, you know, I thought I should qualify because लोग कहते हैं ना और भी ज़रूरी चीज़ें इधर हैं. What he's doing is monumentally important, and more people should fund Kainat Studios. He's deserving of a lot of support, which hasn't really come his way, and that's disappointing.
इसमें मैं भी बड़े टाइम से एक आइडिया सोच रहा हूँ कि यार ये लेक्चर डाल के मुफ्त में करें, बट मुझे भी पता है कोई सपोर्ट नहीं आएगा. तो आई एम बिल्डिंग द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कि मेरा कोई क्लासरूम स्टूडियो टाइप बन जाए, और जिसने अपना टाइम वॉलंटियर करना है डाल दो यार, अगर एक भी बंदा देख ले उसका फ़ायदा हो जाए. बट कमिंग बैक टू दिस आइडिया, आप अमेरिका जब जाते हैं तो वहाँ डॉक्टर्स एसोसिएशंस हैं बहुत सारी, एंड पाकिस्तानी डॉक्टर्स आर सम ऑफ द बेस्ट in America, right? Doing really well.
Sure.
Out of probably all the Pakistanis who've gone, maybe doctors top category में. आप generally उनसे medical science के अलावा बात करना शुरू करें, and you're like, आप इतने accomplished, इतने बड़े, ये आप क्या बातें कर रहे हैं? तो even I think technical education अगर हमारी बहुत अच्छी हो गई है, आप Dow's, Khan's, exact what work, but you're not really teaching them how to think about things. You're not really like developing a critical mind. You're just like building good technicians of the body.
Right. Vocational training इनकी. हाँ. नहीं, the people I met were quite bright, and maybe I chose to spend time with, you know, the more interesting ones when I went to Apna. They're very politically aware.
But I mean, if Shahbaz Gill is your speaker and you're like, wow, he's the best political mind in Pakistan. तो मैं
why that exists, God alone knows. Why that phenotype, why that ilk exists.
तो अगर अपना के लिए सबसे बड़ा इंटेलेक्चुअल पाकिस्तानी अमेरिका में शहबाज गिल है,
is he a doctor? Is he a physician? I don't think so.
I think he's a PhD.
No, he's a marketing guy, a professor nevertheless, but a marketing guy.
I think the Dr. Shahbaz Gill जो है वो PhD की वजह
से हुआ है, हाँ, but he's not a physician.
But if an organization considers Shahbaz Gill an intellectual,
right, हाँ,
and bows down to his intellectualism to the extent where they're fundraising for Shahbaz Gill, तो मतलब
हाँ, I spent long hours thinking about why that happens.
And this has nothing to do with PTI. अगर आप एक लीगल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, आप बुलाएं सलमान अकरम राजा को, आप उनसे लॉ सीखें. बिल्कुल. बट PTI में भी शहबाज, खुदा का खौफ कर लो यार, मतलब और भी.
I mean, here's a party that had Usman Buzdar as a chief minister.
लोग बोलेंगे यार हर पॉडकास्ट में भी यार PTI से हम हट जाते हैं, वापस हम लोग.
ये क्यों होता है? I don't think anyone knows. It's the mother of all questions. Why do people choose to celebrate, bow down before and empower buffoons? I don't know, man. I think that's $1 million question. If I had the means, I would write someone a check to study it.
मैं thinking skills पढ़ाता था कराची ग्रामर स्कूल, निजी प्राइवेट कराची ग्रामर स्कूल पे. अब ये elite of कराची है. पहली पेरेंट टीचर मीटिंग हुई, पेरेंट्स ने आके जलील कर दिया स्कूल को कि हमारे बच्चों को ना पढ़ाएं.
क्या ना पढ़ाएं?
थिंकिंग स्किल्स. हाँ. इनके एज नहीं आएंगे. लाइक बट दिल लाइक क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग विल हेल्प देम थ्रू आउट देयर लाइव्स. They said no, just tell them how to get an A so that they get into a good college.
Right.
We don't, and obviously I'm generalizing, सब parents नहीं क्या, काफ़ी parents to the extent where जब end of the year paper देना था, a lot of the students chose not to go. They said हम U ले आएंगे, मतलब कि absent आ जाएगा, but we don't want like a B or a C. So if Karachi Grammar School में ये हो रहा है, तो थ्रू आउट पाकिस्तान में कोई डॉक्टर बनना चाह रहा है, उसको आप बैठ के बर्टन रसल पढ़ाना शुरू कर दें, तो मेरे ख्याल से बोलेंगे पागल तो नहीं हो गया, नौकरी पे लगा उसको.
Yeah, man, my daughter's 16 months and we were going around looking for schools and अजीब किस्म के क्लाउन्स थे जो पजल उसको दिया और फिर वो पजल हाथ से छीन लिया बिकॉज वो सॉल्व नहीं कर पा रही थी. Now my daughter picked up a piece and she was looking at it, you know, examining it. Now I would argue intellectually curious बच्चा would do that, right? कि आपने पजल सॉल्व महज नहीं करना, आपने देखना ये क्या मुझे दे रहे हैं, right? Which is, you know, I was quite happy. So yeah, it's just and then I was told to shut up and keep shut by my wife, and so I did because, you know, conscientious Pakistani men are afraid of their wives. So I didn't pick a fight there. And then I also decided to extricate myself and not get too involved because एक system है, अब मैं what can I do by way of, you know, it's such a machinery. Does one want the child, I mean, one's also got to be mindful of letting the child fit in. You know, आप किन चीज़ों पे कीड़े निकालोगे?
Yeah.
Because मुझे तो A to Z, I can't contain myself and I cannot not speak my mind, and if I do, my body breaks out into a rash. Somehow I managed to contain myself and not say anything. Lekin then I also realized the enormity of what all's wrong. Like every other thing they were chanting, वो बच्चे लगे हुए थे कि no, say no to bullying and everything which is devoid of nuance, of substance, and वो कितनों पे वो करोगे?
इस पे भी मेरा पूरा एक बहुत लंबा रेंट है कि ये नो टू बुलिंग कितनी स्टूपिड चीज़ है. दिस होल आइडिया कि एक आदमी बुली होता है वो हमेशा ही बुली रहेगा और एक आदमी बुली होता है वो हमेशा ही बुली, एंड बुली इज ऐसा नहीं होता.
हाँ, और यू नो यू लाइक कि क्या किया जाए, व्हाट ऑल कैन वन सॉर्ट ऑफ यू नो बी वरिड अबाउट, एंड आई डोंट नो, it's quite overwhelming. So much is bizarre here.
So जो आप आके पूछ रहे थे ना तुम क्यों पॉडकास्ट बंद कर दें, अब आपको समझ में आ रहा है कि इतनी जंगें मैं ले चुका हूँ. कि अब मैं थक गई हूँ लड़ के. लाइक क्या लड़े बंदा यार, बस फिर एंड स्पेशली इन दिस केस यू नो योर चाइल्ड्स every single possible future is tied to when that child has not even been born, because वो एक उस वो जो 2 Montessori's हैं उनमें से किसी में जाएगा तो फिर वो इस अच्छे स्कूल में जाएगा और फिर उसका ये होगा. तो then you are also like okay क्या करें.
What's also strange is every so often my child will toss whatever she has in her hand by way of protest, and I like that. I want to encourage it because I think the thought process that gets you to toss, say, an iPad that's in your hand. I mean, you should never give an iPad to a बच्चा. Screen time is a terrible thing. वो जिसकी बैटरी मरी हुई वो मैं देता हूँ. लेकिन the thought process that makes you toss an iPad and say ये क्या बकवास है is the same one that allows you to deem what's force-fed to you is bullshit, right? If the purpose of education is putting in place a bullshit filter.
You're over-intellectualizing.
I hope so. I hope things work out okay, man.
Physical reaction. उसको वैसे ट्राइपॉड उसने फेंक दिया मजे के लिए.
नहीं, पर मैं correct नहीं कर रहा.
This child rejecting modernity.
I hope this child is rejecting bullshit.
It's a renaissance child that I have who's rejecting technology and modernity. नहीं.
No, here's what I'm saying in simpler terms. Here's what I'm saying in simpler terms. 2 मिनट बाद खाना भी फेंक
दिया था उसने.
बिल्कुल. No.
This processed food that she's rejecting.
Long as she's throwing stuff and calling it bullshit, I'm not correcting it. And I'm hoping that leads to deeming ideas as bullshit also, you know. Hopefully the symbolic equivalent will also kick in with time, or, you know.
Thinking too much about. आपने इम्प्रो पढ़ी है by Keith Johnston? एक बहुत अच्छी बुक, इज़ वन ऑफ माई फेवरेट बुक्स. वो इसी तरह यूके एजुकेशन की बात कर रहा होता है कि भाई मैं क्लाउड्स पिंक बनाता था तो मेरी टीचर में मारती थी कि पागल क्यों नहीं बना सकते आप एज अ चाइल्ड, व्हाई कांट यू इमेजिन पिंक क्लाउड्स. सो हमारे भी इन टर्म्स ऑफ जो हमारे फिल्म स्टूडेंट्स हैं, जो डॉक्यूमेंट्री के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, काफ़ी लोगों ने पूछा भी था कि क्या एडवाइस देना चाहेंगे, बट अगर हम कुछ स्पेसिफिक होकर पूछें, आपने जो जीसस कैंप की बात की थी एंड यू से कि वो जो म्यूज़िक उन्होंने शुरू में लगाया वो ऑलरेडी आपको बता रहे ये लूनेटिक्स हैं, Wouldn't you say that's a bad thing? Because आपने इतना perspective दे, like you're already approaching a
No, it's very
subject.
subtle. It's very well done. It's very well done.
But aren't you already setting the perspective कि ये पागल हैं? तो आपने एक इतना
No, there's nothing else to suggest. There's nothing else to suggest, and the music is very. It's a very interesting device. It's a very interesting device, done very subtly, very tastefully.
So when you do start, how, like, I'm sure you had a million opinions about Salam and you need to narrow them down. You need to have a perspective. But then you also need to make sure कि अच्छा यार ये बस confirmation bias ही एक narrative ना बन जाए. ये conversation कैसे करते हैं आप?
यार एक तो there is the objective inherent truth of what the story is, right?
Is there though?
I mean, vis-a-vis Salam, yes. Vis-a-vis Salam, yes. But there's two things at play here. You're asking what the process is like of putting together a documentary, or are you specifically interested in how does one ascertain truth?
So
because that's a wholly different question.
देखें, ये तो थोड़ी lofty ideas है ना, ascertaining truth, objective reality. You want to make a documentary because you have a perspective, you have an opinion, ठीक है? You're open to the idea that मेरा perspective और मेरा opinion गलत prove हो जाएगा in the process, but बैठ के करना तो है, अच्छा यार ये interviews करने हैं, ये करना है. In that process, how do you make sure कि यार वो मेरा जो perspective है वो confirmation bias के तहत reaffirm होकर मैं बिल्कुल ही अपने narrative में ना रहूँ? How much of outside do I take, knowing outside is also loaded? How do these conversations come on the drawing table when you're conceiving of a documentary?
Yeah, so with Salam, one was moved by the story, right? A friend and I, my co-producer, Umar Vandal and I, read Salam's obituary in the New York Times, right? We realized that we didn't know enough about him. And the reason we didn't know enough about him was because the story had been kept from us, right? That became, and this was in 1996, that became the initial kernel of an idea of telling a story, right? Come 2004, one thought, yaar, damn. Well, 2002 we started working on the story together, right? In a post 9/11 climate, where whether or not you identified as Muslim, you were asked about the Muslim condition, right? Salam was a good idea then because it was a fuck you to both sides, Islamophobes in America and conservatives back home. We read everything about him, started amassing all sorts of archives and started going through the story. A lot of what we came to know about Salam came from the archives and from the books. When it comes to, I mean, obviously there's no denying he was a great scientist. There's no denying he cared profoundly about Pakistan. Writings mein hai. You talk to people in front of whom it tear up, there weren't any accounts which weren't corroborated by all the people we interviewed. Some anecdotes, for example, were very well established, very, written about extensively. And then when we had enough, we got on board this brilliant director-editor, Anand Kamlakar, and we started piecing it all together.
अच्छा, इसमें थोड़ा आपने decide किया हम सलाम पे बना रहे हैं. So is it, since you're a man of science, is it like, okay, let's read everything and then come up with a hypothesis? Is that, or no. Are you like still, even while shooting interviews, you're still open like कि हमारा इस वक्त
very open. एक मर्तबा फिल्म ख्याल में बनती है, दूसरी मर्तबा फिल्म करते हुए बनती है, फिर आर्काइव जमा करते हैं तो फिर बनती है, फिर जब एडिट रूम पे काट रहे होते हैं फिर दोबारा बनती है. We didn't know how the film would end up. So much so. So
you're saying but pre-production, you don't have a story, structure, narrative?
No, not at all, not at all. And I like to do, I don't like paper cuts. If it were up to me and you start putting it all together, it's like sculpting. There comes a time when what you've put together begins to inform what else you need to do. So, for example, the through line, it became the story of unrequited love between the most illustrious son of the soil and the motherland very late in the editing process.
So you've shot everything and you still don't know that's your...
No, it emerged from the timeline rather organically, rather organically. Anand was intrigued by the story because this person was deeply religious and was a great scientist. This person was equally at home in the East and the West. This person worked towards peace. He was decorated with the Atoms for Peace Award and was involved in Pakistan's nuclear weapons program, right? He liked the fact that, there was these two worlds Salam occupied, and that's what he was using to put it all together. I've seen it happen again too, when you start putting things on a timeline, and there comes a time when the timeline begins to inform what shape it'll take. So, for example, we've edited for about a year, after which we had figured out that ye hamare paas nahi hai, went out, filmed more, came back, and then started piecing it together again. The initial idea was that Umar and I would appear in cameo in the film, and that's how we would give coherence to very disparate themes.
Stanley aap.
But what happened was that Anand said, I can't justify why you should be in there. We should tell the story of Pakistan in parallel. So suddenly we went from us being in cameo to telling Pakistan story in parallel. So, Salam is like a bob in these currents, So it changed many times for the better. So the process was a very organic one.
ये मेरी जो दूसरी बुक आएगी वो इसी तरह की है, एक इंसान की मैं कहानी बता रहा हूँ with what happens in Pakistan during his life and how he changes. अभी मेरी पहली बुक भी कंप्लीट नहीं हुई, लेकिन दूसरी मेरी बुक का आइडिया मैं ऑलरेडी पिच कर रहा हूँ.
I don't think you can premeditate
really
so much. As in, you read all the books, you have broad strokes as to what the story is like. You intuitively get a sense of the kernel of the idea, and then you just go about talking to people, and you discover so much in the course of talking to people.
But देखें, आप वो जिस तरह इंटरनेट पे भी नहीं आते कि 50 वर्ड लिखे हुए होते हैं, लाइक पहले 3 लफ्ज़ जो हैं, they are the ones that speak to you. So like let's say you're interested in Salam, is great. आपने फोकस ग्रुप्स करके डिसाइड किया, अच्छा ये ब्रायन ग्रीन और ये जो साइंस बोल रहे हैं, ये ऑडियंस बोर हो रही है.
हमें पता था, we just thought we'd keep an open mind and see.
But like when you look at Salam, you have to, I don't know if you have to or not, but in my mind, if I was doing it, I would think I would have to decide early on in the process कि यार ये जो इलेक्ट्रोवीक फोर्स थ्योरी,
इलेक्ट्रोवीक
यूनिफिकेशन थ्योरी है, मैं इधर जाऊं या जो अहमदियों के साथ पाकिस्तान में हुआ उस तरफ जाऊं. To me, at least early on, these seem like very disparate roads, and it seems like a decision I would need to take early on. But you're saying no.
No, there is a science tukda. There's a science explanation with animations and all that we cut out. I think there is no way of knowing unless you put it on a timeline and you see what it looks like.
But doesn't that like quadruple your work? कि अच्छा यार मैं साइंस का भी सारा शूट करूँ, निकालूँ,
नहीं, not so much. Not so much, because the people we were, no, this was just 2 extra interviews, because Steven Weinberg we were interviewing in any case, so we asked him about the science. Sheldon Glashow we were interviewing in any case, so we asked him about the science. We must have done we did 4 interviews on the science. But it was clumped with other interviews, and even if it isn't, it's an exploration that ends up on the cutting room floor. I don't mind.
इसको अब चलें, अगर आप बताना चाहें, नुसरत फ़तेह अली खान, who's not fascinated with Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, did you do the same process where you're like, I'm fascinated with this man, let me talk to everybody I can?
It's Saina Bashir's idea. She worked on it for a year and a half, after which she got me on board. I was a fan of his work with Michael Brook and Eddie Vedder. I'm not a Qawwali fan.
निकालो
बाहर
निकालो इनको. ताहा सुन रहे हो ना, ताहा और मैं भी सीरीज बना रहे हैं. ताहा इज वेरी इंटरेस्टेड इन
कव्वाली.
नहीं, अभी हम सिंध पे जा रहे हैं ना, so ताहा और मेरी ये डिबेट हो रही होती है, where I'm like, the story will find us. Taha's like, no, let's do pre-production, plan every single shot. I'm like, नहीं, the story में मिल जाएगी.
No, do a combination of both. Happy. I mean, premeditating.
यही हमारे फड्डे चल रहे होते हैं कि दोनों में से
premeditating isn't a bad idea. Relevant anecdote. So Anand Kamlakar made a documentary on a Sikh army officer who was asked to take his turban off when he was serving in Iraq, and he refused, and he took on the US military and won a Supreme Court case. So Anand was filming him, and he was walking to the White House, and he meets someone, and that becomes the most important scene of the documentary.
But is
And Anand was telling his cameraman, run up here. He wasn't paying attention. He wasn't reading the room. But that was in the post that became the most important scene of the documentary. Now, this to me is very interesting. Because आप जितना भी premeditate कर लेना, इस तरह की चीज़ें हो जाती हैं.
But is sure be open. But इस case में आपको तो you know the story you're telling.
I don't think so. I mean, we screened the teaser in Lahore for the Nusrat documentary, and a question came up, will it be this or will it be that? I said, A, they're not mutually exclusive. B, it's too early to tell. It's too early to tell. We're collecting substances with which to mold the eventual statue. We haven't got around to molding it. That's the edit room. It's when you mix those substances, you realize कि अच्छा ये है, ये डालो, ये gaps रह गए हैं. So if you're sculpting, you'll use a different medium for the eyes or for the nose or for the teeth. ये हमें market में और जाके लेना है. That's how I see it. I'm sure people have. What I do when I start off on a project is find every single piece of archive under the sun on the person in question. Every single piece of archive. And I kill myself because chakkar ye ke there are certain archives that simply don't exist. So it's like finding needles in haystacks. I read everything about the person in question. Then you sort of identify what people are involved in the cosmos of this individual you're working on. But I think it's too early to. Until you get on the timeline and start, get your hands dirty and start piecing it all together, you don't know. Again, that's the process I'm most familiar with.
Achha, so Sania Bashir comes to you with an idea. And how does... So, let's see, ab ye process you're going through, right? So, let's go stage by stage. What happens next?
I was advising initially, and I was rather reluctant to get on board. Isliye ki I know what Salam entailed. Salam, it broke my back. It killed me.
Took you what, like 14
years to make.
Wow.
Or chakkar ye ki it's a Herculean undertaking, right? Because by the time we were done, we knew everything about Salam, inside out. We knew more than the families. We knew more than everyone else.
Jockey or boxers or briefs?
ये नहीं पता वैसे, sorry.
Maybe एक साल और लगा लेते.
I think he was a private man, so we didn't know that. Lekin then obviously we decided to make a teaser, because if you're pitching it to the big players, they're in the habit, they become in the habit now of consuming video pitches. So we decided to put together a teaser. Got in touch with Peter Gabriel, Michael Brook, his physician, all these people in the Nusrat cosmos, interviewed them, kept looking for archives. I kept thinking we don't have enough to put together a teaser. Until Saina had a conversation with one person, इत्तफाक से उसने अपने iPhone पे record कर दी. And that, when I heard that conversation, I thought, I said, I think now we have enough to make a teaser. So, बहुत कुछ था, लेकिन didn't think we had it all. Until finally, we came upon something which we thought would give us enough material now to string together a teaser. So we put together a teaser. There was a lot of fundraising that we had to do. We ended up raising $200,000.
Wow.
Which is nothing, really. Because we needed to travel the world to interview these people. Spain gaye, America gaye, UK gaye, Pakistan में लोगों को interview करना था. फिर आप जाएं, लोग available नहीं होते, you have to go back and interview them again. The editing costs a fair bit of money. You've got to run a team to do the archives. I'm 48. I was much younger when I was doing Salam, right? I could do this on my own. Now we need staff. You need more people. And obviously Nusrat's sphere of influence is larger in some ways. I mean, in the teaser, for example, there's this lovely there's this lovely hall montage. अब वो कोई होगा कोई मिनट का, लेकिन आप उसमें देखें कि हाल के instances ढूंढने के लिए you have to go through 400 hours of archives to find the best instances of hal and put them together. So there's like a shit ton of work that goes on behind the scenes to be able to sift through the best instances and piece them together. So we already have about 800 hours of archives and counting, because a few tapes were found in Lahore recently. And then also about 700 hours of footage and counting, because there's still a few interviews to be done.
Throughout this process, 800, 700, 1500, 1600, आपको नहीं पता स्टोरी क्या है. You're just like, let's do all of this work. We don't know what we're looking for.
No, you have the kernel. I mean, look, in the grand scheme of things, if you ask me for a log line, brilliant hypnotic voice, died at 48, at the peak of his career. You know?
Bus.
Doesn't that came from Faisalabad, became incredibly well known on the global stage, came to be seen as one of the best voices the world had ever heard. Died at the peak of his career at the mere age of 48.
एक तो चलें बिजनेस डिसीजन होता है नेटफ्लिक्स का कि यार बेकहम लोगों को सेक्सी लगता है तो 6 बना लो, स्वीट बॉबी अच्छा नहीं लगता तो 40 मिनट बना लो. Does the story also inform in your mind कि अच्छा यार ये 10 पार्ट की सीरीज़ में बना रहा हूँ या 1 घंटे की डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना रहा हूँ? How do those decisions come about as a creator?
No, having made one on Salam, we'll hire a director. We won't be directing it. We're producing it. Obviously, we're filmmakers, and it's an all-encompassing role, and we're involved in, you know, giving shape to the story. And we know the story the best. But having made Salam, I think a feature length will be the sweet spot.
ये कैसे determine होता है?
I don't think he'll hold attention for more than any length, any longer than 75 minutes. इतना तो पता है, you know, कि there's collaborations with these people which were incredible. There's this story of him coming from nowhere, you know.
70 मिनट के लिए नुसरत साहब एक कवाली में अटेंशन होल्ड कर लें. इतनी तो एक बस उनकी कवाली यूट्यूब लगा दो, 70 मिनट तो वैसे there is a 25 minutes.
There was a tendency, I mean, there was a lot, the bulk of the footage is Khan Sahab singing kavalis, right? Yeah. So, you know, it can't be all kavalis.
Of course.
Right? You have to find stuff where he's not singing. And especially given how in love he was with singing,
especially
he would always be singing.
Like kavalis. So you will cut them all.
I'm not. Initially, I would tell people I'm averse to them, but I think the aversion has gone away. Yeah, I'm more a ghazal fan, and I think there's very little by way of ghazals out there. I'm a die-hard ghazal fan.
Beautiful ghazals, love them. Qawwali se masla kya hai? Ya masla kya tha?
I think it's a mishmash of lyrics, but then people say कि ghazal में भी होता है. I don't know. They just don't do it for me. I'm not moved by the lyrics. I think they've or Khan Sahab's lyrics also left a lot to be desired. I think better lyrics can be found in ghazals. I'm a die-hard Urdu poetry fan, by the way.
I know. We've had discussions on Faiz, but...
तो इस वजह से ghazals are more... I mean, it's a subjective thing, you know.
I mean, like, but if he's doing तुम्हें गोरख धंधा हो, you're like, अच्छा नहीं है lyrics.
नहीं, वो lyrics अच्छे हैं. There are exceptions, obviously. I like some qawwalis also, and as a result of having to listen to a lot of qawwalis, I'm coming to appreciate them.
हल्का सुरूर lyrics you don't like?
यार, I mean...
Come on, यार. Okay, in general, चलें यार, मस्त, आफरी, हल्के, okay, lyrical content. But then you also have like...
No, I understand, and I'm learning to appreciate that.
As simple as Saanson Ki Mala is a beautiful qawwali.
Look, I'm learning to not be fixated on the lyrics and pay more attention to the music. That's something that's happened already. So we by the way, Michael Brook was in Pakistan.
अभी लाहौर में ना.
So we did a collaboration between Michael Brook and Rizwan Muazzam. And they did this piece, Tracery, which was in Mas, and then they sang Ya Ghaus Ya Mira from the album. So I loved it. It was, I thought, let's do this, and it happened. It happened really well. So I was very happy with how it played out. So I'm coming to appreciate it more. I'm not dissing the genre. I'm saying I'm growing to appreciate it.
अभी ऋषि कपूर की जब शादी हुई थी, नुसरत साहब went. Apparently there was some old Indian poetry जो इंडिया में was lost, but फैसलाबाद में थी. तो नुसरत साहब यहाँ से लेकर गए और उन्होंने की एंड देन द इंडियन स्कॉलर्स वर लाइक ये आपको कहाँ से मिली.
हाँ.
ऐसे ही फैसलाबाद में हमने प्रिजर्व करके रखी हुई है. सो ही ब्रॉट दैट
Wow.
संस्कृत poem
Right.
back
Yeah,
into the
yeah.
fold through Qawwali.
Wow.
So like people were very, and I think that was his
Awesome.
like big breakthrough in India where
I believe so. Nusrat, I don't know all that well. I'm getting to know him better. There's a lot to know.
okay, what surprised you? What did you not know which you discovered through this process and you were like, oh, surprising?
That he could also play the tabla. That he was a tabla player also. Also his complete devotion to music. He couldn't simply sit still. He would always be playing music. And that he wasn't taken care of well enough by the people who were around him. He was also rather clueless about health himself. बिल्कुल ख्याल नहीं रखा अपना.
एक है ना ऑलरेडी नुसरत पे इस पे डॉक्यूमेंट्री और समथिंग वेयर पीपल वर जस्ट यूजिंग हिम कि यार गाते रहो एंड पीपल न्यू कि उसकी हेल्थ ख़राब है. Isn't there something like this?
No. There is. There've been
Where have I seen
4
this?
documentaries. There've been 4 documentaries. None of them sort of goes into this. They're very hagiographical in nature.
शायद मैंने कोई आर्टिकल पढ़ा हुआ है कुछ, but this is true, right? Like people were, because he became such a golden goose, people did not care कि तू मर रहा है जो भी कर रहा है गा and people were just like literally कई लोगों का घर चल रहा था. So which is why people did not care about
Which
his
is
health,
how
right?
it is apparently. Ki if you become the lead kawal, there's many mouths to feed. You know, and you got to keep working. But then also their understanding and approach to health wasn't particularly enlightened. It's very fatalistic kind of thinking. So Khan Sahab's doctor said to him, "Do you want to die? You know, kya kar rahe ho?" And he's like, "If Allah wills, yes." No, sorry, that Allah ki marzi hai. And then someone else, there was an anecdote about someone saying, what would you do if I were your brother? He asked a doctor. And he said, if I were your brother, I'd tear up your passport. Not let you travel at all. Lekin Chakrita, something interesting came up in conversation in London. So we had this album launch event in London. Peter Gabriel showed up. It was lovely. Wow. But emerged in conversation you know, the Qawwal sees himself as a conduit of the divine. So Khan Sahab was seeing what he was doing as proselytizing, tabligh, spreading the peaceful word of Islam. तो उनके लिए तो वो ट्रेडिशनल सेंस में करियर और मैनेजर ये सब these concepts were alien to him. He wanted to sing as far and wide as he could. He didn't care of himself, you know.
It's the same with Abda.
हाँ बिल्कुल.
Exact.
उनकी सोच ये है कि मैं चैनल हूँ, मैं कॉन्डुइट हूँ और मैं जितना फार एंड वाइड गा सकता हूँ गाओ. And you know, when you sing in Japan and the Japanese tell you like a singing Buddha, when you sing in Paris and people are blown away, right? Why will you stop? When you do collaborations with Michael Brook and Eddie Vedder and people say, wow, this works.
जापान में तो लोगों लगता होगा कोई सुमो रेसलर आ रहा है जब वो फैन सुमो योको नहीं कवाल
Singing Buddha. So yeah, Rahat said something funny also. He said कि साउथ अफ्रीका के पानी में कोई मसला है because हमने जब साउथ अफ्रीका गए तो सब वापस आके सबको डायबिटीज होगी.
डायबिटीज हो गई.
तुम कह रहे थे कि भाई साउथ अफ्रीका पानी खराब नहीं है, आपने टेस्ट करवाया होगा इत्तेफाक से साउथ अफ्रीका से आने के बाद.
मतलब साउथ अफ्रीका का पानी या साउथ अफ्रीका का
नहीं वो. बट इस किस्म की तो यू नो देयर टेक ऑन हेल्थ एंड मेडिकल साइंस इज वेरी स्ट्रेंज.
वैसे कवालो ये थोड़ा आई डोंट नो अगर ये एक कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है, ताज़ाद है, बट एज रिलीजियस एज सो मेनी कवाल्स आर very common in ये तो even मेहदी साहब या गजल and all that. This तो is
I think
considered part of the.
Let me say this as a question. Maybe the same thing is at play when people park anywhere they want once they fasted for the day. वो समझते हैं कि I've done my bit for the day and so I will take the liberty to be a terrible citizen and you know just override my civic sense and park my car bang in the road क्योंकि मैंने आज रोज़ा रखा और मैं तरावी पढ़ने आया हूँ. Maybe they feel कि the engagement in like spiritualism मीन्स आज डब्बा पे चेक हो गया है
या
तो थोड़ी सी पी लेते हैं
उस कैफियत में जाने के लिए जो चीज़ मदद करे.
maybe to get over their nerves. It's a difficult thing, it's not easy. I mean, singing Qawwali must be taxing. A singer was saying if you're sitting you put more pressure on your lungs. अब ना कवाल सिट ना बैठ के वो आवाज़ निकालना आसान काम तो नहीं हो सकता, you know.
राहत फ़तेह अली खान ने एक दफ़ा खड़े होकर कॉन्सर्ट किया तो उसके बाद फिर लोगों ने बैठ ही जा.
हाँ बैठ ही जा. हाँ
तू बैठ जा.
Maybe the pressure, maybe he's gotten used to singing with the pressure on his lungs from both sides. Maybe it's a, you know.
So in terms of Nusrat, when he was starting and doing his thing, wasn't he considered like an outcast? People were like ये तो वो कर रहा है, पॉपुलराइज कर रहा है, ये गलत, ये कवाली के फॉर्म को बास्टर्डाइज कर रहा है.
ये हुआ था, लेकिन खान साहब ने एक पीटीवी इंटरव्यू में कहा कि भाई वो जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो कवाली नहीं है, मैंने कवाली को कुछ नहीं किया. What I'm doing in collaboration with Michael Brook and Eddie Vedder ain't कवाली. You know, he never bastardized कवाली. I mean with one or two exceptions, जो दम मस्कलंदर टाइप में वो कुछ झनकार थी. But by and large, what he did in collaboration wasn't Qawwali. His fusion wasn't Qawwali.
But would you attribute this criticism to jealousy?
I don't know if it's jealousy. I think Puritans will have a problem with anything. ना वो जो क्या कहते हैं? As in, for example, I will often make fun of Parvez Woodboy for using the word illat and malul for cause and effect. तो मैं कहता हूँ लाला, इल्लत और मालूल किसके समझ में आएगा? You're better off saying सबब मुसब्बब.
वो भी नहीं आएगा.
वो भी नहीं आएगा. So just say cause and effect. You know, he's like no.
उनकी उर्दू बहुत अच्छी है.
बहुत अच्छी. नहीं, he says no. And then in another mahfil he was saying I'll call something something and something something, but I refused to call the electron a barki. So I said thank you so much. You know. So I think he's, in a sense, he's also purist this way. He doesn't like using English words when he's in like Urdu mode.
अच्छा ये पता है, ये उनकी जनरेशन में मैंने बहुत देखा है.
हाँ.
उनकी जनरेशन में उर्दू में मिक्सिंग ना होना एंड मेकिंग श्योर एवरी, इट्स नॉट इवन लाइक द colloquial Urdu term.
Yep.
Is the right Urdu term.
Yes. Yes. But चक्कर अगर आपका मकसद है एक आइडिया कम्युनिकेट करना, या खान साहब अगर हो गए और आपका आइडिया है ये आवाम में मकबूल करना, तो what खान साहब did was the right thing, right? और चक्कर ये कि चलो मेरी उर्दू इतनी अच्छी नहीं है, लेकिन द एंकर इन क्वेश्चन वाज बैफल्ड. सर सॉरी, इल्लत मालूल क्या कह रहे हैं सर? फिर उन्होंने कहा सबब मुसब्बब, तो फिर भी देख रहा है. देन ही सेज कॉज एंड इफेक्ट. तो चक्कर अगर वो एंकर की समझ में नहीं आ रहा तो यू नो देन it's defeating the purpose, right? Yeah. If your idea is to communicate something.
मुझे भी ये पॉडकास्ट में बहुत सारे लोग के आप उर्दू इंग्लिश मिक्स होता है, लाइक यार अवाम
नहीं. And what Khan Sahab did was to bring more people to Qawwali. I mean, look at me for example, right? I have now finally had to come into Qawwali, but what lured me was the collaboration with Michael Brook, right?
तो अच्छा चले, अगर इस आर्ग्यूमेंट को एक्सटेंड करें, इस आर्ग्यूमेंट की भी कोई बाउंड्री होनी चाहिए ना. लाइक व्हेन यू टॉक अबाउट ऑल दीज थिंग्स दे क्लियरली अप्लाई टू राहत.
What are you
all these things? राहत ज़्यादा पॉपुलर हो गए हैं चले या, बट देन व्हाट राहत इज डूइंग इज नॉट एज गुड.
या
आई एम श्योर जो प्योरेस्ट हैं वो तो बोल देंगे जो बॉलीवुड के गाने वाने गा रहे हैं राहत, दे प्रॉब्ली हेट इट. नो
Man, I mean, his son is, one has high hopes with his son. I think he's done all the Bollywood singing that he wanted to do. But I think now that he's keen that the legacy be preserved, he is, I think, coming back to the Qawwali tradition.
But Rahat can still do the Qawwali, but wo...
Yeah. I would, man, if I would do it too, ऐसे. Because Khan Sahab did too, you know, experiment. We would have lost out on so much had Khan Sahab not experimented with other forms of music. I mean, the collaboration with Eddie Vedder, the Last Temptation of Christ, Natural Born Killers, वगैरह.
Yeah. Even Bollywood.
He could, if you can do both. And अगर मैंने पूछा, so I recently asked Rahat कि यार ऐसे होता है कि स्नूकर की तरह है, because स्नूकर वाले आपके साथ पूल नहीं खेलते थे ना. वो कहते थे गेम खराब हो जाती है. You know? And when we like यार दफा हो जाए यार जाके स्नूकर खेल. You know, it had a bit of rang true of a bit of डंडी एंड बॉल एलिटिज्म कि मैं तुम्हारे साथ नहीं खेलूंगा, मेरी गेम खराब हो जाती है. ही सेड नहीं, सिंगिंग इज सिंगिंग. सो
अच्छा, मिकाल सेड द ऑपोजिट.
मीकाल से मीकाल हसन.
मिकाल से मैंने पूछा था फराज अनवर अगर
हाँ.
नूरी शूरी के साथ बजा रहा है, दिहाड़ी कमा रहा है, तो क्या बुरा है? ठीक है, आप जिंगल्स भी बनाओ, फिर आप अपने टाइम में अपने. मिकाल सेड ऐसा होता नहीं है. आप अगर एक फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड में चले जाओ ना कि मैं जिंगल्स बनाता हूँ या मैं नूरी के साथ बजाता हूँ, तो फिर आपका दिमाग भी उसी तरह क्रिएटिवली सोचना शुरू कर देता है, तो फिर आपका आउटपुट भी उसी तरह निकलेगा. इट्स नॉट अ टैप. वो उसका वही स्नूकर और पूल वाला हिसाब है.
मे बी राहत meant it in terms of गले को एक्सरसाइज करना और रियाज होना, बिकॉज इफ दिस इज योर इंस्ट्रूमेंट यू गॉट कीप फ्लेक्सिंग इट.
बट क्रिएटिवली इट मेक सेंस टू मी, राइट? कि अगर मैं लेट्स से जिंगल्स बना रहा हूँ, तो मेरे जब मैं अपने आप भी बैठूंगा तो मेरे दिमाग में वही आएंगे, राइट? लाइक आई हैव स्टार्टेड डूइंग अ लॉट मोर स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी शोज अगेन. और वो कभी कभी अगर मैं पूरा दिन पॉडकास्ट कर रहा हूँ तो वो टर्न ऑफ टर्न ऑन जो है वो इतना स्मूथ नहीं है, बिकॉज आई एम ऑलरेडी थिंकिंग कि अच्छा पॉडकास्ट में क्या बातें हुई थी, अगले दिन वो जाना है. लाइक माई ब्रेन स्टिल एल्सवेयर.
Right,
So maybe,
right. I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, we're operating in a realm in which at least I have no
or
expertise.
maybe it works differently for other people as well.
Yeah.
क्या
I wonder what Nusrat would have to say कि ये जो आप बाकी चीजें गाते हैं उससे does it affect your ability to be a
too
कव्वाल?
far. Like he didn't stray as much as राहत.
हाँ.
Even अगर वो दूल्हे का सहरा
हाँ, he didn't stray too
adjacent
far.
ही है. He is not like तेरी ओर हाय रब. He
Yeah.
is not romancing girls and doing that thing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Only that this is ये बड़ा मुश्किल काम है. I mean, I saw Rizwan Muazzam up close. It's not easy. I have newfound appreciation for singers because the strain and the stress that is entailed in hitting the right notes.
यार ये
पता नहीं कैसे करते हैं.
Like they're very intelligent people. मैं जब किसी कवाल से बात की, I'm like, oh.
हाँ, they're very intelligent.
They're very like
Muazzam is particularly very bright and very very gifted in music.
Every person, like मैंने obviously haven't spoken to a lot, but Sami brothers हमने किसी दोस्त की उसके लिए बुक किए हुए थे. वो आए, ज़मीन चेक. हम लाइक आप कैसे, तो दे वो वुड उनको पता था अच्छा इसके अकूस्टिक कैसे होंगे. यू वुडंट एक्सपेक्ट कि अच्छा इनको साइंटिफिकली एक जनरल करके टेस्ट कर लो, वो है. बट वुड से किस like yaar good, so they were like
the other thing is, man, they sing for longer than anyone else because a single piece of qawwali runs for like an hour or half an hour or 20 minutes, right? I mean, that's what Michael Brooks said about Nusrat, ki they were used to singing for hour long pieces. अब आप गाई जा रहे हो, आप आए हो कोई 11 बजे रात के 4 बजे तक गाई जा रहे हो. I think they must become used to, which is why apparently they switched from the sarangi to the harmonium, because they would sing for long hours and the sarangi would go out of tune. So they said, screw this, let's just go with the harmonium. Interesting, आप इतना लंबा गा रहे हैं, obviously आपकी जो instruments out of tune हो जाती हैं. I mean, I know Michael Brook was concerned. We stepped out, we came back in. He said, oh shit, in an ideal world, I would retune my guitar or check it again. Because it's been sitting under the air conditioning, blah, 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 and more people have come in and the temperature of the room has changed. Now, those are things I wouldn't know one had to worry about,
इसमें जो नुसरत साहब कवाली में जैज़ करते, द इम्प्रोवाइजेशन, आपने बात की लोगों से कि यार ये किस तरह होती है, क्या होती है? Because my idea is the tabla wala is the lead, right? He's dictating the tempo. If I'm wrong, just correct me. तो नुसरत साहब जब कभी सज्जा दिखा के खब्बे चले जाते हैं, and the band had to like sort of follow him.
No, I don't. I think it was Khan Sahab. Khan Sahab would just go off.
Yeah.
There's this one WOMAD 1992 performance where I think he's trying to do certain things and the band members don't have a sense of what he's trying to do. So you can tell he's perturbed. And then he just takes off on his own. He's like, yeah, to hell with these guys. I'm going to do my own thing. And he does. And he does it for a good 3 to 4 minutes, after which he kind of motions to Rahat ke, bhai, now come in. There's other instances when Farrukh touches his feet, ke sorry bhai, galti hogi. So I think he would just go off. He would read the audience particularly well. And there's an interview in which he talks about how in the West he would do more alap type stuff, without lyrics. But you can you can see he's making certain decisions and deciding to take things a certain way, and the rest of the people don't know what he's doing until he comes back in, or they catch on a bit later. ये तो बहुत देखा है हमने. अब वो technique, we're yet to find someone who can sort of spell it out technically for us. And that kind of person we'll obviously find, because we'll need someone like that. But फिल वक्त intuitively एक अंदाजा हो रहा है कि he's going off on his own, or that he's getting angry.
And there is no, it's just a feel कि वो कितनी दफा तेरे बाद जो बोलेंगे, it's a feel thing.
I don't know. I think yes, and I think it's in how it's said, in which lies information about के okay, you next, like it's in the inflection. The information about यार लोग गालियाँ ना दें कि बकवास करें, they're dabbling in a problematic realm without knowing anything. I think, I don't know.
Like how many hours of Qawwali have you seen personally for this?
Hours and hours and hours. We had.
You're qualified.
No. We had an AP who's listening to Qawwalis like all day long. सारा वक्त दफ्तर में को 3 जो laptops.
ताहा आपको CV भेजने वाला है. ये तो नौकरी.
उसमें बज रहे होते थे.
अगर आपको चाहिए एक और.
बहुत ज़्यादा.
Taha is a super fan of archiving and he's a fan of Qawwali. तो इसको मैंने आज आई थिंक नौकरी मेरे से छोड़ के आपको ये ज्वाइन करने वाला.
But I think by intuitively I'm saying what I've gleaned. I could be correct, and someone with technical knowledge will completely say something else.
Not that you want to repeat the magic trick, but इस स्टोरी में भी ये एलिमेंट तो है कि यार पाकिस्तान ने थोड़ा तो डिसअपॉइंट किया नुसरत साहब को, वो भी फिर एंड में इंडिया ही चले गए थे. Is that something you've looked at? Is that part of the story?
No, I don't think he was ever disappointed with Pakistan. I don't think so. I think India may, again, this man would go anywhere where he'd been given a platform because he wanted to showcase his talent and spread the word of God, is how he saw it. He would go anywhere. But he was always up for trying new things, showcasing his talent. India mein, there's this, he and Zakir Hussain are doing this thing on the tabla. Mayari musicians hain, he wanted to work with them, apna loha manwana, It was...
It wasn't in India, in the predominantly in India?
No. He was, I think, in the UK, there was an India tour, but he was quite squarely in Pakistan. There were trips, and I think the trips increased.
I guess वो India marketing इतनी अच्छी करते हैं कि ऐसा लगता है कि हर चीज़ इंडिया में हो.
Collaborators भी जावेद अख्तर हो गया. The real sort of maestros in India were fans of his.
How can you not be?
I think the reach, he realized that if you do something in India, Pakistan will also sort of, it'll be available in Pakistan also. Again, we're yet to sort of research all of this. We yet to get there. So I don't know for sure. I'm saying I think to the best of my knowledge.
फंसवा दिया हमने आपको ये सवाल. लोगों के भी थोड़े से सवाल आए हुए थे. Let me just. कहा आपका कोई सवाल है ये सब सुनने के बाद? You have a question till I pull up people's questions as well.
So some sources archiving they're hid behind a lot of red tape. Was there any particular instance where there was?
तो आप पूछ रहे हैं कि रेड टेप है आर्काइविंग में? Is that? Yeah.
सबसे ज़्यादा PTV हमारे अपने जो शानदार आर्काइवल रिपोजिटरी है वो मदद नहीं करते. नुसरत की चीज़ हमने मांगी जो सरसरी तौर पर डिजिटाइज था, वो उठा के दे दिया. Although we know they have gems. Now, in a way, one's very concerned. In a way, I'm glad because I'm very concerned about asking PTV for archives because their VTRs don't work. और किसी ने अगर टेप लेके शव कर दिया वो VTR चबा देगा टेप को.
VTR क्या होता है?
The player, the बाजा.
अच्छा. उसके
अंदर ये टेपें ठूसेंगे और वो खा जाएगा बिकॉज उनको पता नहीं होता मेंटेन किस तरह करें द प्लेयर्स. दूसरी चीज़ें फिर उनके पास कुछ टेपें जिनको बजाने वाले आला यहाँ पर है ही नहीं, वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में. सो दैट्स द biggest, if you're a Pakistani documentary filmmaker, you will get zero support from PTV. And that's very disappointing because they have the best archives. They haven't figured out an archival policy. They don't know what the rates are. They haven't organized anything. Things were in a basement, water-flooded basement. Things were rotting. बड़ी मुश्किल से लड़ झगड़ के उसको move करवाया. that's painful because yaar, it's Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, man. Come on, get your act together. Also, unka jo music collection hai, was zakhira hai. It can be worth millions if they were to digitize it and put it on, say, Spotify or any local platform. It could be worth a lot of money. लेकिन they just clueless बैठे हुए, गल सड़ रही हैं चीज़ें.
आप फैसल रफ़ी को जानते हैं बाई चांस?
हाँ बिल्कुल.
उनसे भी वो ही इज़ ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू डिजिटाइज सम म्यूजिक एंड हिज सेम ग्राइप.
आई नो ना खुद लेंगे ना दूसरों को फैज़याब होने देंगे. बिल्कुल पागल.
आप बारिश हो गई, बेसमेंट फ्लड हो गया.
हाँ आई नो, चश्मा था वो, कह रहे थे निकालते रहते पानी आता रहता है.
फिर अभी कोई प्रोटेस्ट हो रही थी, रेडियो पाकिस्तान के जाके आर्काइव जला दिए. बताओ यार.
आई नो
मतलब हमें कोई,
it's terrible. No, and the fact is ke you're helping tell the story of a Pakistani giant, man. Come on, what's your problem with sharing archives, and we'll pay you for it. ये वो इदारा है जहाँ कहना है हम आपको पैसे देंगे, उनको पैसे भी नहीं चाहिए, उनको काम ही नहीं करना.
इससे तो आसान, आप जो वहाँ काम करता है उसको 10,000 रुपये पकड़ाएं, बोले
पता ही नहीं है
बेटा रात को इधर लिया.
No, they won't do it because they don't even know where it is and how to find it. It's a lot of work. They'll have to open up tapes. अगर dope sheet निकल गई तो मिल जाएगी. It's a mess. And it's very unfortunate.
Much like our country. इसमें
Much like a country,
आप
yeah.
जब डॉक्यूमेंट्री बना रहे हैं तो हम आर्टिस्टिक, प्योरिस्ट, नैरेटिव सारी आर्ट्सी बातें कर रहे हैं. बट यू आर ऑल्सो वेरी साइंटिफिक अबाउट योर ऑडियंस, राइट? जिस तरह आप कह रहे हैं ब्रायन ग्रीन साइंस का हटाया. यू आर वेरी कॉन्शियस कि मैं ये बना रहा हूँ तो आप देखें तो दैट व्हाट यू सेड, पीक इमोशन, सप्लाई इमोशन. यू आर वेरी कॉन्शियस कि somebody is watching it and I don't want them to, like, I don't want to lose them in any moment.
We haven't done a lot of it. We did it for the Tukda because Umar is a scientist. He works for the Gates Foundation. He's a microbiologist. I studied physics. We came to appreciate Salam because of science. And so getting rid of the science was a very difficult choice for us to make. We love science, right? Because that was such a difficult choice, we thought let's get data on it. Otherwise, the other decisions we did internally. ये वो एक चीज़ थी जिस पे हमने कहा कि यार ये करें ना करें. We were torn.
Internally भी आप conscious तो हैं ना कि यार कोई देख रहा है, ये बोर हो जाएगा.
हाँ, of course. बहुत ज़रूरी है ये. Because, and again, a piece of wisdom which came from the founder of Wikipedia, who talks about how people come to Wikipedia not to satiate their curiosity about something, but to pique it, but to learn, and so we thought film to yaar, if you get people interested in things and they can go away and read more, but let's not make it didactic, let's not supply too much information, let's keep them emotionally engaged. I was the last person to have understood that because, I wanted to make documentaries in science, right? I would watch Kaplan lectures with breathless attention. I was a sucker for that kind of stuff. Lekin, when making a documentary, I understood how important the emotional quotient is. And obviously I saw audiences respond. For example, the scene where Salam gives his Nobel to the teacher, saying, "This is your prize, sir, it's not mine," One could tell that there wasn't a dry eye in the room, right? One could tell what people resonate with. Science, it was devoid of emotion. And I'm not saying it's inherently devoid of emotion. I'm saying that we couldn't come up with a way to treat it with the requisite emotion.
I mean, watch Cosmos, Carl Sagan has managed to.
Absolutely. वो हम नहीं कर पा रहे थे.
Ask Zakir that if it's possible to do a proper discography and digitally remastered of Khan Saab's work. I feel that so much he performed is not even properly catalogued. The live performance of the Darbars and Urs are mostly unheard of.
So I'm also trying to find a piece of archive of this French biographer dancing. I have it in horrible quality. Dancing at Lasudi Shah 1992. एक साहब है जिनके पास एक तिजोरी में चीज़ें बंद हैं, उनके मैं पीछे पड़ा हूँ. कम से कम 1.5 साल हो गया. वो मौसूफ जो है वो कर ही नहीं रहे ये काम. I have VCRs, floating VCRs. I have 4 VCRs, they're floating. 2 of them are in Lahore. I have more that I can set up a digitizing station in Faisalabad. लेकिन people don't cooperate. even those willing don't cooperate. Parvez Hoodboy gave me a tape of Salam after 10 long years. I persisted for 10 long years.
Why was he not giving it?
Just a busy guy, right? So one fine Sunday, he's like, "Acha, you've called me at the right day. Okay, theek hai, main dhoond leta hu." He found it.
Acha, he didn't.
Just a
put
busy
part-
guy, right? And obviously, I wouldn't call him every day. I'd call him every year because, you know, one's busy with other things also, right? Which is why you need a team of archivists calling such people every day. इस तरह की चीज़ें recorded हैं. VHS tapes पर हैं लोगों के पास. लेकिन और उसमें अक्सर नीचे छोटा नाम लिखा होगा ना, ख्वाजा मूवीज फला फला फलू फलू शॉप नंबर 8, राइट. सो आई सेंट अ बंदा टू द ख्वाजा मूवी एड्रेस. और अब वो कपड़े की दुकान हो गई लेकिन उनका बेटा वहीं पे काम करता है. तो इस तरह उनको ढूंढा. तो इन भाई के पास तिजोरी है तो मैं इनके पीछे पड़ा हूँ. ही हैज सम इनक्रेडिबल फुटेज ऑफ ऑल द फैसलाबाद इवेंट्स. Somehow he was particularly on fire, I think, in Faisalabad, Paris, and Japan. Sorry, and at WOMAD festivals.
नुसरत साहब.
हाँ, तो the Faisalabad recordings are pure gold. We need to have all of them. The other thing we started doing is, and और आपके तवस्सुल से मैं कह रहा हूँ, अगर किसी के पास आर्काइव्स हैं तो प्लीज़ हेल्प, प्लीज़ हैंड देम ओवर.
इसीलिए आप 10 साल बाद आए पॉडकास्ट में फाइनली.
हाँ, फाइनली आर्काइव्स से कहने के लिए.
लिए
तो हैं अभी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं. And I bet people are sitting on VHS tapes.
I'm sure.
You know, which could, all of this, you could sort of crowdsource the collection of archives.
Pulse Global, दुनिया भर में शाकार. Absolutely a brilliant filmmaker. I and Arshad watched Salam and we cried with tears at the tragedy that is Pakistan. Please ask him how he was able to get his film on Netflix. अच्छा सवाल है.
बड़े पापड़ बेले. बड़े पापड़ बेले. So initially we were applying to all sorts of film festivals, top tier ones, and getting rejected by all of them.
Really?
हाँ, हर कोई reject कर रहा था.
आपने तो चलें genuinely बनाई.
हाँ.
But for the West, this is a sexy topic, right? नहीं? I would assume.
Yeah. So eventually I realized, and I'll say this openly, that film festivals are a racket.
हाँ.
It's not about how good your film is, it's about who you are. You know?
It's also narrative. क्या होता है ये?
Yes, but if they know you, I mean, I got to know.
You, of course.
I got to know film festival ki jahan where all Salam played. I befriended them so well that I could film myself taking a dump and they'll include it in their programming. You know, it's a function of
one Zakir, one cup.
One Zakir, one cup. Who they are and how well you've gotten to know them. So, ये जो उमर वंदल थे इन्होंने कहा कि यार listen, why are we doing this? Let's just go with the festivals that have accepted us. And so then obviously we started working the phone, figuring out हमारे ग्रुप में कौन है जिसको हम इन्फ्लुएंस कर सकते हैं. और फिर हमने साउथ एशियन फिल्म फेस्टिवल्स पे बजाई फिल्म, साइंस फेस्टिवल्स पे बजाई और ह्यूमन राइट्स फेस्टिवल्स पे बजाई, राइट. एंड देन as it happened, we started winning at all of them. So we won like 6 best documentary awards. And because we'd put in 14 years, we'd gotten to know the physics publications and societies really well. So all the physics publications carried reviews of the film. वहाँ से करते करते it jumped and went mainstream. You know, so the BBC, Al Jazeera, for example, also carried reviews. Andrew Robbins जैसा बंदा है, well-known writer, he wrote a review. Then I found people who knew people at Netflix. So we had them put in a word. Then I discovered that the sheer population of Ahmadis is about 10 to 15 million on the planet. Now, in an article, a executive at Netflix was interviewed and he said that all of the data we sent is bullshit. 1% is gold. Otherwise, we are aware of data. हमें ना बताओ data क्या होता है. I thought इनको ये नहीं पता होगा. So then we put together a sheet of what the demographics were for science enthusiasts, people interested in the human rights, South Asia, Ahmadis का population इतना है, and we sent it across. And I think that made the difference. Winning at smaller festivals and then trying to establish कि इसकी audience कितनी बड़ी है, getting to know people inside and working them and have, you know, everyone and their mother call people. We also lucked out because the Higgs boson had been discovered and Salam was in the newspapers. Malala had won the Nobel, you know. I think the timing was also right. And if I may say so myself, I think we made a good film. You know, that at the end of the day, I think that's what did it more than anything else.
Ask him to tell you the story of Salam trying to tie a turban in Stockholm before the Nobel.
ये ज़रार सईद का comment है जिन्होंने प्योर लैंड लिखी है किताब.
जी.
So Salam was very proud of being Punjabi and wanted to wear a turban. And बड़े मसले हो रहे थे. And several people came and tried to help him, and he was getting very upset because वो fit नहीं हो रही थी. And then eventually someone's cook could tie a turban, and the cook was brought over. And then the cook tied the turban, and it stayed in its place. And even then he said कि it was very uncomfortable. मेरे सर में दर्द होना शुरू हो गया था. But I kept it on because, you know, or out of pride. So, yeah.
Original Diljit to ye.
And he wanted to upstage Glashow and Weinberg. You know, he was a bit of a prankster. So, which is why he also showed up in this funky outfit.
How do you script documentaries? Do you have the story to tell beforehand, then decide to shoot, or do you shoot interviews then write? ये तो हमने कर लिया अच्छा खासा discussion.
हाँ, ये तो कर लिया.
If given an infinite budget, what subject would you choose to document?
Given an infinite budget, I'm very interested in Arshad Nadeem. Has got me very excited. I think a fantastic documentary could be made on Arshad Nadeem. I've lost interest in doing anything on Javed Iqbal, the serial killer. There was a time I was trying to do something on him. Raymond Davis bhi kaam kiya, lekin it went nowhere. I can't think of. I'm sure there's.
But people is what you.
It's become that. It's become that. I think humans are fascinating. You know.
What is your favorite documentary?
I absolutely love Senna by Asif Kapadia. Just absolutely love it. I think Shahkar है वो documentary filmmaking का.
Subject भी तो इतना.
हाँ. What? But जो using just archives. My God. I mean, the ending is as close as someone like myself has come to a spiritual experience. Shahkar, what a documentary. I also loved The Jinx, वैसे, by the way, on Robert Durst. It was just brilliant.
But you know, like, Jinx also, if you see the news, you probably think एक 6 episode का तो नहीं है इसमें मवाद, but...
Oh, the other documentary which was brilliant is O.J. Simpson Made in America.
Yeah, that's very good. It's
a fantastic 6 parts, won the Oscar. Every episode gets better and better and better and better.
What do you think of 13th?
I think I've seen it very briefly in passing.
Oh, I really like 13th. It's very good.
अच्छा, मुझे
true crime सारे ही बहुत पसंद है. I thought Making a Murderer...
They've made such an art form out of true crime.
But I thought Making a Murderer was...
I'm yet to see it. My wife was watching it. I was watching it in passing. So that's not watching it. I don't know. That doesn't qualify.
Staircase बहुत अच्छी है. सारे
Staircase अच्छी है, हाँ.
True crime तो सारे ही almost Netflix पे मुझे बहुत पसंद है. बहुत पसंद है. Advice for new filmmakers.
Do something else. नहीं, बहुत ख्वारी है. I mean, why? It's so much. It's a thankless job. It takes such a long time. There's no money. We're still fundraising for Nusrat, by the way, and struggling. Salam made the struggle, I could understand. We're struggling to raise money for Nusrat.
कितने की बनी Salam?
$720,000. Nusrat's budget will be about $3 million. We don't want to raise all of it, but I think we need about $100,000 to get to a stage where we can travel and pitch it and, you know.
Wow. Way to submit films for awards and festivals outside Pakistan. This सबको ही पता है जो.
छोड़ो यार, सारा film festivals are a racket. नहीं करो बेहतर.
करो खुद कर लिया इन्होंने, करो.
I think just make a good film. I think first and foremost.
And then do this also. I also feel like
and पता है, things will follow. वैसे एक चीज जरूर होती है. If you know, so for example, we were sound mixing Salam, and this guy said, "Okay, listen, I think it's a good film. It won't pick up right away. It'll take a year or so, but stick with it." And that was such great advice, you know. And the person sees films every day, like sees 4 films every day. You know, इस तरह के, it's a journey and the doors open and you meet different people, and if you made a good film and people find resonance, they will lead you, they'll point you to the right direction. आपको कुछ पता नहीं होता जब आप घर से निकलते हैं ना, तो the journey is very organic, you know.
What were the biggest obstacles he faced while making the documentary on Salam?
Money. पैसा बहुत मुश्किल से आया. Because prejudice against the Ahmadis runs deep. A lot of people who could easily have given money didn't care. They didn't care. ये मसला था. The other thing was people don't understand कि documentary films are an art form now. You know, the big budget. तो आप इतने पैसे क्यों खड़े कर रहे हैं? And then people would also say silly things like हम आपको स्टूडियो दे देंगे, हम आपको कैमरा दे देंगे. ओ भाई, you know, seriously, ये so एक a lack of appreciation for how much it costs to make a good film. We just made another film. I did the archives for it. It was made for a fair bit of money. 2 million 3 million तो कहीं नहीं गए, you know.
वो तो पाकिस्तान का सबसे बड़ा फिल्म स्टूडियो है ना, तो तो उनके पास तो पैसे होंगे.
किनके पास?
पाकिस्तान के सबसे बड़े फिल्म स्टूडियो के पास.
हाँ, no, I was talking about something else altogether. But yeah, a prejudice against the community and then lack of understanding of how expensive it is to make a film. I mean, Salam, I'm surprised we managed to do it for $720,000. वैसे अगर देखा जाए, we didn't take a penny from it. It couldn't have been done for anything less than 1.3 million. बड़ी मुश्किल से हो गई.
वाह, आपको शेर सुनाए बगैर तो हम नहीं जाने देंगे, तो कुछ शेर सुना दिए जाए.
वो there's one that so सलाम पे एंड हो रही है, तो वो there's one verse that really inspired me. वो है, मिसाल ये मेरी कोशिश की है कि मुर्ग़े असीर करे कफस में फराम खस आशियाँ के लिए.
समझा भी दें.
My example is that of a bird in captivity that keeps collecting twigs to build an eventual nest. मिसाल ये मेरी कोशिश की है कि मुर्ग़े असीर करे कफस में फराम खस आशियाँ के लिए. What a beautiful verse.
मैं कुछ नहीं बोल सकता. Thank you everybody. Thank you sir.
Thank you so much for having me. Apologies for the bad voice.
No,
although it sounds rather
much
nice
better. Much better than regular voice.
And I should also end by saying if we've dabbled, I've said things without qualification, and so if I've made faux pas,
no, cancel him.
Please correct me.
हम ये वाला पार्टी
where I may have been wrong.
काट देंगे.
ये गलती माफी मांगना हटा देंगे.
Disclaimer हटा देंगे. Thank you Zakir. Please.
Thank you so much.
Please keep coming on the podcast.
Hells yeah.
Thank you everybody. Take care. Bye bye.